Black people, I love you, and I love you enough to tell you, you ain't ready to revolt shit. You don't feed yourself, you don't hunt your own animals and slaughter them, you don't prepare for your own meat, you don't own your own land, you don't have a seed growing in your window. So when you think about revolutionaryism, and you think about fighting and dying in the street, you ain't shit.
Killer Mike said black people ain't ready to revolt. It's a disparaging marriage and he ready to elope. Maritime coastline, deep V hull boat. Crack a nose turned up, machete to your throat. The divine snatched the arm back, she fine, she in Zinga. Moroccan mercenary got a line on Moringa. Ask Chief X to swing it. Go fund me to rock a new car or build a school like I'm Dr. Umar. Nah, go fund some more guns, banana clips and cannabis, and bury it, the jackal, Anubis. I'm cool, keep them heaters, and I'm in tie in an abyss. He ain't rapping due to libations, he just channeling this.
Hands down, you ain't ready to oppose nothing. You are as a part of this system as any white person gentrified.
I'm on life. Hovercraft propellers over swamp water. We make the thoughtful think they should have thought harder. Be aware of this. Don't blink, there's only one blunt between the careful and careless. It's hard to face it when you need a shrink or a therapist. Mental disorder ordered them to label you a terrorist. I breathe elements and I found the secret. We could all walk on water if it's ground beneath it. I carry my weapon and keep my trees, and still be Hotep and ask Tariq Nasheed. 6 in the morning I greet my seed, then do everything I think I need.
I have to say this because I know our spirit and our emotions get stirred. I'm not against nobody on the panel. I'm with everybody on the panel. I'm not diametrically opposed. I agree with everything my brother said about revolutionaryism. So let me ask you guys a few questions. We're in the South, we're in the heart of the South right now. Fishing. Who knows how to fish?
Black people,
hands down. Who knows how to hunt? Let's hands down, hands down, hands down, hands down.
Black people, are you ready to revolt? Black people, are you ready to revolt?
Shout out to DJ Tariq for that smooth tune right there. Yeah.
Black people, are you ready to revolt? Black people, are you ready to revolt?
What's up? Peace to the people. The research don't stop. They want it to stop. They wish, why don't you talk about something else? You're going to wind up getting to the bottom of this. Why don't you talk about something else? Okay, I know. Other channels talk about other things. I will when I want to. But we're going to keep it going. Let's go.
Morodic script in my car too. Roll through with them arches. Hard cool. That's in my Shinu. I'm Bennu giving y'all truth. Iron core from meteorite should be chartreuse. Turbocharged the chariot and almost left Ferrari. The queen like almost Nefertari. Immortalize an image, put a figure in a figurine. Him at Netherite, who her? Them leopard skin kilts, yeah, the clan wear 'em. And I turn your knee suit to a fan bearer. Have my servants build a new stadium where I'ma slaughter you, surround your tumor line with boot cranium. Remove the organs, we preserve the dead. Mummify them, then carve them a reserve head. And all your internet mans who lied with you, died with you, sacrificed their life, afterlife with you. Now I'm all in your spot, and I'm calling the shots. While your soul get devoured in the hall of my eye. Can't a night ballin' or not, care if you ballin' or not. I'm still gonna tell you guys, go to Kemet like El Shaddai. You ain't no king, You're like Cambyses the Persian who couldn't draw the Nubian bowstring. Melt the jewels in your crown into a gold ring. Refashion them after smashing the whole thing. You're like Pepe II. Too old, king. If you think it ain't black, then let me just check 'em. I know the syntax. Every morphine and before me. The scholarship top line dog and the flow mean. And my debater make the fraud quit the internet. Sometimes I wonder if I saw to fix this window yet. That's what you call repair, re-end. They heard the king of Nijar was a scary man. And he is though, I'm telling you, you better contain him, man. He's busting arrows at all these Mediterraneans, killing them. Now we ain't getting no views. Yeah, them flip-flops look like Tutankhamun shoes. And y'all just wiki, thinking I'm enthused. They turned Egyptian temples to churches and still say, I'm enthused. It's crazy. They just wiki, cause they lazy. So they can call me pseudo, it don't faze me. The page monetized, so crushing you clowns pays. You dig? Magi archers. Dead pair.
What up? I'm just gonna be doing the same old thing. Researches, since I got a little bit of time on my hands, I want to go into something that I started doing like a week ago, maybe a week ago too. It was looking through all these dictionaries, starting with the first Egyptological dictionaries, some of them which I already covered, because we need to find who made up this black silt stuff. ChatGPT don't know. Don't nobody seem to know. So we're going to get down to it. I ain't going to rush into it. Hopefully we can get some notifications out and get the show popping. So if y'all come in, say something in the chat, because it helps. Oh, boy. What's up, though? I just put this up here, but I was actually looking for one particular slide. Probably ain't on here. Let me find that real quick. What up, Venom? What up, Terrell? What up, Tony? Yurick, Sheriff, RTP? What up? So, we're going to go to the beginning of Egyptology. They don't do this no place else. What up, Chris? What up, Rakim? Thanks for the I got your email, Chris. I see that you always got a source to what you're saying. I don't agree with the source. You know I don't. Not just out of rebellion. I offer my other contention. But they are translating the other word as HH and not Nahi. And I understand that. So, but what up? So we're going to do it real simple how we like to do it. It don't need to be overcomplicated. All right? Then we're going to go back to the people who translated the glyphs. The initial translation. And we need to know something. I don't know if anybody ever told you this. But Champollion, what up with DQ? Champollion said the ancient Egyptians was black. The person who deciphered the glyphs, he said the ancient Egyptians was black. I've never seen anybody translate Kemet as the land of black-skinned people. So I'm not reading too far beyond that, Sot 12. That's your interpretation of what you're learning, that you're trying to give that vague interpretation. But they never put the word skinned in there. They could have put skinned in there, then we would have said the land of black-skinned people. But we only reading what the glyphs say. Oh, somebody did supply me with something I need to download right now. Nah, we'll let somebody else cover that. Actually. So, as we see only 4 glyphs, this ain't too hard. It can become complicated when we entertain things that scholars have concluded possibly should not be entertained. One of those other things is the other definitions of Kim, the root. We're not off on a tangent when we're saying that it's black. Scholars have concluded that that means black. So we got this glyph down pat as far as it's concerned, right? Those who raised opposition to that tried to come up with another meaning for it. They said that this meant riparian land, but they couldn't show which part of the word meant riparian. The same way I'm showing you that this means black, they could not do that. And so we fell to the side. Now, obviously, we talk about this so much that everyone who watches the show should know that this is a phonetic complement, meaning if this first glyph is a biliteral, which holds two consonants, then that's the second consonant of the two is possibly represented right here, which it is. So we just got Kim. We don't got Kimim. We got Kim. And then we got the T. I put feminine T because it's argued by most that this is a feminine T, but we should investigate whether it's a feminine T or not. But we talk about that. And then we got the determinative for city or settlement. Now, I'm going to say just from my limited research and dealing with the text corpus all day. And look, when I put out these stark ass challenges like this, they're for you to debunk. They ain't for you to let me put out misinformation. So if you think something is misinformation, you debunk it with information. No intuition. No interpolation. Because what you got, what you thought, and I got what I thought. But I ain't about to give y'all what I thought. If I'm going to give y'all what I think, I'm going to give you that disclaimer. Like, this is what I think. This is my conjecture. Right? So we're going to see what Champollion thought as he breaks down these four glyphs. In the first Egyptological dictionary ever. And we're going to see if he say black people. He ain't going to make it that easy for y'all, obviously. But he's never going to mention no gosh darn silt. So if the person who deciphered this didn't say it was about the silt, we can go and find who came up with that. ChatGPT won't tell you. Some work you just got to do. And you can do it now live and have content on your YouTube. The results don't have to be positive for you. That's why people don't like doing that, because if it don't say what they wanted to say, they're not going to show it. But, I mean, you can do what you want offline like I have done. So, a lot of people tell me that they've learned how to use a lot of tools by watching my show. And so now I'm about to pay more attention to detail to explaining how to use these tools. So the research question right now is, where did the origin of Kemet means the black silt, where did that originate? Who is the source of that claim? Because we found out that it's not the ancient Egyptians. At least we have enough evidence to show that they meant other than the black silt for the ancient Egyptians. My new research question for the year is I've been led to by research, by data, right? So this new research question is the dichotomy between black and red that has been also been misnomered. We keep thinking it's about the black land and the red land because they got this black silt line that need to be refortified. Obviously, we know it's there, but what is the underlying principle behind it? I think out of all of these European Egyptologists, Plutarch, I'm calling him a European Egyptologist because he wanted to talk about Egypt so much and explain it, right? He was the most right. Out of Champollion, out of James Henry Breasted, you could go to anybody. When explaining the red and the black and why the ancient Egyptians did that, Plutarch gave us the best evidence, any closer to the source. So then when we go into the Medu Neter, it corroborates what Plutarch says. Because the desert, because Set is not called Jasher-T just because of the desert. Just because the desert got a name synonymous with red. And Osiris is not called Kemet just because of some black silt. So right there in theology, we see the dichotomy between black and red already. And Plutarch explained it as they describe things that are fiery and air. Sorry, Side 12. I'm just trying to build right now. I'm gonna look back and address your stuff in a minute. I ain't ignoring you. I'm just trying to get this build out. So, like Plutarch said, things that are fiery, arid, and dry, they get the attribute of Set. And things that are moist. Now here you go. He didn't even say things that are black. He said things that are moist. But he described why things that are moist are black in his ideology. He thought moisture causes things to be black. So then he said things that are moist and the opposite of dry and arid are attributed to Osiris. Now, he also said the Nile, the smarter of the priests, attributed the Nile to being Osiris, right? And don't say nothing about the Silt, but you do got the black. And he said they attribute the desert and all things in fiery and arid to Sutek, who is Jasher-T, the red one. And so maybe there's something behind that more than this no source argument about the black silt. All right, now to get back to what I said about I enjoy hearing things about my brothers telling me that my research helped them do certain things, right? So now we just gonna show how we deal with these books that we can't read. I don't know why people keep asking me, even I talk to Egyptologists, they still ask me, can I read German? Like this is the 60s. So let me show us, definitely, if you can read German, that's a tool for you. Here we're dealing with French, right? And to get to this page in this book, I think this is page 152, where he's breaking down Kim. He's showing the hieratic Kim. He gives a little explanation for Kemet at the bottom. And now if we want to see this explanation, the first thing we should do, if we on Chrome, Google Chrome, we can right click it and tell Google Chrome to search the image with Google. Right? You see this open up. Now you take the portion you can't read in your language and highlight it like that. Right? And then go over to translate. See? Now it's going to translate the whole page, so we're going to hear things we're up here, but we'll know when they get to the part where they're talking about Kemet. Now here's two things he's going to explain in here. The 049 Niyut song. And he's even going to be like, in every instance, this means a city and the people belonging to the city. Then he going to say, in this Kim, it means black. Again, he's going to say the 049, it means either city or people relate. And say in most instances, because he's talking about the anomaly of, well, we'll see what he's talking about, because I don't even know if he put land on his definition. But we hear. You feel me? And we're going to read it in the French and have the translator read it back to us in the English. So I'm going to try to keep the marker going along with what they're reading.
152. Egyptian Grammar, Chap. V. 83. 1. Linear. Caphc. T. The
Well, y'all
southern
can
part.
see it right here.
T.
Y'all can
Southern
see it
Egypt,
right here.
Upper Egypt. Ah. Lin. Canuit. T. The northern part. Northern Egypt.
So that's
Lower
Tamehu.
Egypt. 1.
Here come Kemet.
Hieratic. And. Kim 6. Xhui. L'Egypte.
Don't
Here.
worry, it's going to get legible in a minute.
SQ.km me 2. xhui, L'Egypta. Here. Kakai, Nive, xhui, L'Egypta, 2. Here. FIFA, Kanorgi, Land of the Sycamore, Egypt. Symbolic name, Egypt.
Now here we go.
Other names, and a large number of them, assign the same generic term, are proper names of cities and probably also of the territory of their dependents.
Hold on. Stop. Oh, she ain't gonna
Yevik.
stop.
Ebshke. Ibsambul and Nubi. 1. These two names are purely symbolic. The idea of Upper and Lower Egypt was expressed by productions characteristic of these two regions. The first by a bouquet of loter lilies, a type of glacial, the second by papyrus, which grew in abundance in the swamps. A. This is the vulgar and popular name of Egypt, analogous to the name by which the Hebrews designated Egypt. The name cow means in fact black, and in the transcription of this name in hieroglyphic
I gotta bring it back.
characters
Sorry,
the Egyptians chose to express the...
That's because I got too hyphy. I'm gonna try to bring it back. Now, the reason I got too hyphy is because Champollion said Kim was analogous to the Hebrew Kam, which means black. Y'all already know that. I mean, it don't mean black like that, but Kim was black. Y'all know all them stories, bro. So this the route he was going. They went in there and changed all this. But y'all got to note before I interrupted the first time, I'm going to let it play again. Peace, Sabio. Ain't seen you in a minute. The war almost over and you on the right side of YouTube right now. Because they didn't wave the white flag. They finally figured out that we wasn't talking about race, Sabio. Even though I know that you know that from way back when you was even on the show. You know we never was talking about a race. Right? Now, if you want to say whatever, let's just get back to Champollion. When she reads this first section is when he say what the noun glyph, the 049 glyph was used for. He say a city, it represents a city and its territories and the territory's dependence. That's a fine way to justify the 049 glyph. It represents the city. Yeah, when I open up, I'll probably open up in 45 more minutes or something, Sabio. We good. It represents the 049. It represents, let me look. Y'all know what it represents. A city and its dependence. But we're going to hear it again without me talking, and I want you to note that he said it is analogous to Cam. Right? And then he said it just mean black. He don't say it mean the black land, but let's keep on going. Let's listen again.
152.
Sorry, I gotta start from the top. Let's see if I can start from lower. Let's try. Listen.
Other.
Yeah. Oh, it's just gonna say that one word? Okay, maybe if I highlight what I wanted to read. Okay, here we go. Now let's listen. Remember how he describes the 049 first, and then he gonna talk about Kemet. That's number 2.
Other names, and a large number of them, assign the same generic term, are proper names of cities and probably also of the territory of their dependents. Yevik. Ebshke. Ibsambul and Nubi. 1. These two names are purely symbolic. The idea of Upper and Lower Egypt was expressed by productions characteristic of these two regions. The first by a bouquet of loter lilies, a type of glacial, the second by papyrus, which grew in abundance in the swamps. A. This is the vulgar and popular name of Egypt, analogous to the name by which the Hebrews designated Egypt. The name cow means in fact black, and in the transcription of this name in hieroglyphic characters the Egyptians chose to express the articulation X, the character, which represents the tail of the crocodile, emblem of darkness and darkness, according to Horopolo, Book I, Hieroglyphic. 70.
So he said it meant black, and he thought it came from the crocodile tail, which was an emblem of darkness. He said the city, it represents the city and the territory of its inhabitants. All right? So this black city is the territory of this city's inhabitants, and indeed, he said that the initial term meant black, We got no mention of black land from Champollion. So then there's another place where but I want to go through different. Since we're right here. See if I can find something else. Now that was the initial explanation to all of Egyptology of what it meant. So I'm going to do a little bit of the tedious task of trying to go through some other dictionaries to see if we can pinpoint how this went down. All right? Let's go. Let me show something else. Let's see if he talks about this on the next page. All right, yeah, here we go. Now it's going in. Now we see he makes further his conjecture on this. We'll have this page. So I'm going to right-click the page, say search image with Google, and then get it translated, and let's see what he says here about Kim and Kemet.
320. Egyptian Grammar, Chap. 11. Coptic. X. WHPI, missing. Principle. Asterisk WHPI,
Oh,
missing.
hold on, I forgot. I know how to make
Principle.
it read just what I wanted
Young.
to read, so I'll just highlight it. Here we go.
Hard stone of the great statue. Egypt's great rampart. Often even the phonetic group expressing an adjective is followed by a determinative, always symbolic or tropic, thus. The adjective cause, black, or, although already determined, in some way, by its initial character which represents the tail of a crocodile, the emblem of obscurity or darkness, according to the testimony of Horopolo, 5, is often determined.
Now let's keep reading. Let's see if I can just... Because I need the next page. Or I could just read from the top.
Egyptian Grammar, Chap. 11. 321. By the character representing black came hair, color of horses of the Egyptian breed. Examples. 2. Came 5, Copt Swar. 1. Came. Black the boar. The pig. A species of bird with a long neck, long legs, and painted bright red in monumental hieroglyphic legends, often determines the adjective eres, triku, red. Or, type or OWP.
I need to stop it because he ain't talking about that no more. But I don't know if we seen what he just did. This is the person who deciphered the glyphs. He essentially did what we just did to try to show y'all that this means black in the instance of Kemet. Right? And went to all the other various uses of it. The long neck bird. The Egyptian breed of animals, of horses, and was showing, okay, he specifically showed if we got this hieroglyph behind it right here, then we just got black. So I ain't found nothing in his definition of Kemet about the black silt, right? And I ain't fronted to back this book so somebody could say, but I have looked at all instances where he was discussing that breakdown. It's like a dictionary, so why you gotta read every other thing? Right? So Champollion didn't say nothing about the black silk when it came to Egypt. Somebody injected that. Right here, I know putting Egyptian grammar ain't gonna get you to every Egyptological dictionary, but it will get you to a lot of them. Right? So we're going to go back and keep on looking and see if we're going to see when this popped up. Because I want to be in the 1800s with this Samuel Mercer right here. Somebody could tell me to go to Tom or whatever, whoever, but let's just talk about it. Champollion, as you seen in his work, well, you didn't see it in his work. He said Kemet meant the black city or and a territory that describes it or whatever. He did say it was a name for the all of Egypt. But what we learned is that in his own attestations and in his work, he does say that he thought the ancient Egyptians was black people. And it is his brother who never been to Egypt, started writing and discredited Champollion and said the Egyptians wasn't black. That happened. You have a 1906. Well, right now we're going to go back a little bit further than that. Gardner right here say 1878 to 1963. So we know Adolphe Armand right here is 1854. Now when I looked, it popped up in Armand's work. Right? So the French school is Champollion. They didn't say that. But when we come to the German school, Adolphe Armand, they about to say that. And so we got to go see why they saying that. So this is French. So this is German. So Schwarzer. I got S. No, I can't spell. I didn't spell that right. Let me see. All right, let me see. Real quick. We're going to just go look real quick. See if I can find it. Get to where he describing Kemet. I used to know the page number, and there's multiple ways to find this. The TLA might just be faster. Right? They ain't giving me no resource for that. All right, so let me see something. Oh, this is in English? Oh, this looks like it's in English. That's why. All right, here we go. Right here. Now we about to see what Adolphe Armand them say, right? But this is the next one. Hold on. This is becoming black. He's not addressing Kemet. He's talking about the verb in general. Let me see. All right, hold on. So they just say Egypt here. Right? We seeing this with our own eyes, even though we're going to see he do got some work on the black land. There go Kim, black. Why they got breasted name on here? And then we come over here, we see they could just say Egypt. So they don't give a definition to that right here, but we can find it in this work, in Armand's work. I'll show how, because it's not in this dictionary, I think, where we find it. Right? But I could go look for another version of it. Egyptian, because it shouldn't be called Egyptian grammar. You got to look into the word bus. Feel me? So let's go into that real quick, because that's going to be next. And what we're going to look at is his scratch paper or his homework. Nah, Breasted ain't before Armand. Breasted them had to go over there to get their degrees from them. Breasted had to fly to Germany to get his degree from Armand and them. I mean, from the people after Armand and them. So that ain't right. But good one. So all we're going to do is go to the old TLA, right? We're going to type Kim and go down to Kemet. I could have put Kemet, but I'd be fumbling. So we're going to come down to here. And in order to see the scratch paper homework, we can see that on the TLA. Like how they came up with that. So we see now they saying the black land, Egypt, they added a land, right? At least they added that land from Champollion. And what we go do, excuse me. Excuse me, I tried to mute. Damn. What we're gonna do is come to the bottom Instead of looking at the attestations, here go the homework. So this is what I'm trying to say. It's 293 attestations in the text corpus. If you go off that and think you got it all, you tripping. Because they really got 795 digital slip archives, but only 253 of those attestations are in the text corpus. In the text corpus. We shouldn't mess that up. So then we could come here and see a lot more homework. And we could start seeing the homework, and we could still try to use our tools to get it all read out to us, right? We'll search this image with Google, see if it comes up with anything. Click translate, and it came up with something. Click listen.
T. 1. Fruitland, also ale. The meaning of Egypt on in the Mister, but that is urgent. Word only late in the reli, worse non a million sporade. Andy. Spelling. Old and later still common myrrh since pap. Ranch, which only becomes common in Dine. 19. Also even Therakish. 2. Egypt. Chyme. Chemistry. R24. Greech, ond, laughs in dend. Det. Old, since Mr.
Well, we see by the time he got to this rendition, he already determined that it was the fruit land. He probably wasn't just drawing off Champollion's work. He had to have some other points of reference, but we're just going to look through them. Let's see if we find one where he's coming to those conclusions. I know this that boring stuff, but that stuff, that's why they don't be having no answers.
Kiro, Randinsdrift from the Tomb of Mina, Dine. 6. Dendora 2A blocks, arranged by Griffith. Kel 26.9 RMA. C. I am someone who was sacrificed. Sick. Head of all fruit hand, and all desert land. A web that protects descent, 671-13 plus.
Now let's look at
Door
this
drum
one.
in Manchester and Bristol. On each. 5.
All right.
5.
Now we're going to look at this one in the Medu Neter. This one would be significant, right? Because we see Kim, and we don't see a city determinative. We see a Murph, which is a determinative for canals. Then we see a Neb, though. That's really killing it. Wait. That's the Lord afterwards, huh? If it's after, then he the Lord. No, it's all. Nope, that is killing it. Yeah, that is killing it. If it's after, if the Neb comes after the word, then it means all. So or every. So is this all of the black land and all? I mean, no, you can't say land. No, and now you really can't say land right here. You feel me? Because it's not even the 049. But you definitely can't say people with this one. It's just black. It ain't the black canals. Right? So this is indicative of a city situation or something around the canals, right? All gesturettes. We see the flamingo and the T. Gesturette Neb. So I mean, you can't just say black land with this right here, and you really can't say we're not investigating that. No, okay, I feel you, side 12. But what I'm trying to see is who is the first one that said it is because of the fertile Nile soil. Just to be clear, you feel me? I'm sorry if I didn't say that correctly. We're trying to see where did this fertile Nile soil stuff come from. So and now we still investigating that. We seen Champollion didn't say that, but as soon as we got to Armand, he said it means the fruit land. I mean, and that means what we talking about. He's saying it's because it's fertile. Where did this decision get made in between Armand and Champollion? If we find it in his work here, then we'll be able to say, okay. But these are kind of like the scribble scrabble next to his attestations where he just already have it determined that this is the fruit land. Maybe we'll find the first one he did and he'll be saying why he's saying it's the fruit land. But again, the reward only gonna come after the research.
KMT. So. 172, Cairo 20,539 Steel Mr. Mentuhotep, M. de Barbange Griel, Ifer de Bedouin B. 3 has repented, Peker. So, because of their theters, Oprenner who brings the rook. 24, euphemism, because of their deeds. Its handling applies in both. Chairhaupt of the Rif and the Sadel.
Man, you know, I could that y'all didn't get nothing out of that. But what we should get out of this one is this ain't necessarily Old Kingdom though, right? But they are using the Old Kingdom style of writing the glyphs 3 times to show plurality. See? So let me show y'all something. You see this 3 group glyphs? You see these 3 glyphs? You see these 3 glyphs? You see these 3 glyphs? If you understand the glyphs, you know what style we reading. They didn't even write this in the Middle Kingdom, in Middle Egyptian grammar. And why? Because this is the stela of Mentuhotep coming out of the Old Kingdom intermediate period. So Middle Egyptian grammar ain't even there yet. Feel me? So look, why is that significant? Because when we come down to the Kemet, we see 3 049 Niu glyphs. Then when we come to the Jeshret, we see 3 Kasats. I'm about to pull up the number for Kasat right now. If anybody in the chat who know the Gardner number for Kasat, I should not only know 049, I want to know that too. All right? But what I'm saying is, if this does indicate plurality, like it indicates in all of these other instances, then this right here is what, now y'all ain't gonna like this, but say this then. This is the statement Sarge Sonoran said that they would say. Unless, of course, this plurality is not to be indicated verbally. See? I mean, not verbally, vocally. Do y'all see what I mean? You can't say it's not to be indicated verbally. You can't say it's not. Right? Yeah, I know it has been a lot of emotion in the conversation, but some of it's been unwarranted, Sabio. A lot of the attacks have been unwarranted. I received a lot of attacks and defended against them. Right? And so yeah, at this point, we decided that don't benefit nobody for us to be slandering like that. So that's over. But nevertheless, I think some emotions still remain around the argument. Now, can somebody tell me I'm wrong? Because we could just read the glyphs. And we could just go all the way through it, and when we come to these like this, actually, this is a Kasat TU right here. Kasat, that's not a TU bird? Well, what bird is it? If that's an M, Kasat, M, A'am, and this got to be the plurality. This is called A'am, if we don't know. A throat stick is an A'am by itself. All right? A throat stick is AAM. Let's see. In the dictionary. My brain don't remember everything, but it be right though. A throat stick is just AAM. And so Aamu, now you know their name is just named after the throat stick. Watch this. They ain't like nobody. Like y'all just the throat stick. Let's see though. But somebody can look up the throat stick and see. I could do it right here. Because here go a throat stick, right? So I'm gonna go look up. It's the fourth one, so it's T14. So then when you come to the TLA, you can open another TLA and go T14 real quick. Go to lemma. Come down to the bottom and go T14. And see if a word called is going to pop up with just the T14. Do they got it? So I'm just looking for the throat stick by itself so I can go through heck quick. But if somebody can corroborate that the throat stick by itself is just called then yeah, I will press on like Zoltar is saying. Even though I know he probably wasn't referring to that statement. Because there's a delay. Yeah, is just the throat stick by itself. I don't know if I'll be able to prove that in a timely fashion. If someone wants to refute it, we can look that up. I'm looking right now. I might just come across it. We'll forget it. And so, if this isn't to be stated in plural, and that ain't to be stated in plural, and this ain't to be stated in, this ain't indicating plurality on the word that follows. And damn, well, that means we would have to indicate the plurality on these terms too, or not. So now, in the indication of when we see one, we say black city. When you see three, you don't necessarily say black cities like it's three of them, but it's to indicate that it is indeed more than one and more than two. It's like plural. Only two is dual. So it could be from 3 to 30 or above. You feel what I'm saying? They just said, so how is this to be taken? Well, we know that it's here, and we can refer back to it. I think 15 more minutes, and I'm going to open up the chat or something. Now here we got Tameri, and we got Kemet without a city sign. We read this one before, Riketi, Neti, the people, the commoners belonging to, and now it's say Hor Kemet. And they got a canal glyph. If this is Egypt, y'all dead. Tameri with the city sign, right? And then you got Kemet without a city sign. Not in juxtaposition to anything red. More or less in juxtaposition to with, this is the south and the north. Resi with the north. The south, Resu Hina Mehet, Mehudet, Mehut. That's how I'm reading that. So, Tameri, the commoners belonging to, belonging to are those on the black land. Those in the black land. Oh, why I keep saying black land? Because see, I've been trained by Egyptologists to say this, so let me read it again. Riketi, right? These are commoners. Netet sounds like a feminine commoner. I mean, those, which is matching the gender of Riketi. Those in black. Canals. I mean, you ain't supposed to read the determinative. And now it says north and south. Now, how do you do that? So, for this one, I could be like, okay, you know, or there you go, Sot 12, thank you. You said you got 1844. One day, Sot 12 is a good researcher. He's another good researcher that I don't always agree with, and it proves that you can maintain relationships that don't have to always be in agreement, and they never get too funky. Sometimes I might flash on him, though, but I don't never go too far, though. Let me see. Because sometimes I might just get tired of you contending. When you ain't knowing, you ain't proving nothing. I was supposed to give you your wrench back a long time ago because I took it as a joke, but it was a long joke. Add as moderator. All right. So, I mean, he said he got it in 1844 with the black Silt, so then we're going to go investigate that. And maybe that's where these guys are so confident in putting it on all of these books. Here we just got a Kemet, but now see, this is what I'm trying to say. For Adeb up here, which y'all probably don't, I don't want to try to get all complicated. But this Heru, this is Egypt, man, if you want to ask me. But it don't got no Egypt on there, right? It says in Hetepu. So this is Horus of the two banks. You see these two banks? That's Egypt. M, that look like an M bar. Two banks. Why are the two banks M Hetepu? The two banks are content. Right? Now it says Kim. And this looks like Jesheret with nothing in the middle of them. Kim, Jesheret, M, Sakor, Wa, Nin. This is a negative Nin. Session. We should session double M. I don't know. But what it say is, to me, a rule of the two banks. You see it right here. Look, Horus, something. It's the Horus of the two banks. Let's have it translated. Oh, they say, okay. I told you that was Egypt. Because listen, they say Horus of the two banks were peaceful and the desert went. Hold on, though. It's leaving out the Kemet. Let's let them read it.
157 Locomotive TV 500-01. Thinking in Greb de Sen Miah, Thelon. The miracle never happened before, but only under Hadagent. MLP.501. M11. Sick. She closed the land. Sepium Diebling, the banks of Horus were peaceful, age, and the desert went boldly. There was no sun Abe Darmi, every desert came on its own. And revealed that her verb. Genes, the minerals, to heaven. 466, 1. Time, Habeput.
So, Sot 12 says it's in this book right here. Let's see if we can find it. What am I supposed to be looking in this book? Oh, you said I could click there, right there. All right, let's see. On the side. All right, I got the book, but where? Oh, so look up Champollion. Okay, let's see. Where, tell me what, page, okay, page 216. I could just zoom down to it. Let's see what they say. And what date is this book? Here we go, 216. Let me see, but that one might have been the first to paper opinion. All right, yeah, let's read this. Thank you. Let's see what he say. This seems like where they coming with the menudo. All right, this is going to be good to read. And I don't even want to read it. I'm going to let Google read it. Let me see if I can right click and say, read. Search image. Come down here, man. Just read this part. And I just had, you don't have to really translate it, but I'm going to say translate so I can read it. Not that part, this part.
Teoyushan. Shells also to be seen on the mountains, and efflorescent salt. These appearances do not necessarily lead to the conclusion which Herodotus would draw from them, namely, that Egypt was originally a gulf of the sea, which the mud deposited by the Nile filled up in a long course of years. Such, indeed, would be the just inference, if shells of existing marine species were found beneath or embedded in the alluvial soil. But this, we believe, is not the case in Egypt. The fossil shells, chiefly Ostrea diluviana, which enter into the composition of the limestone mountains on the eastern bank of the Nile in Upper Egypt, manifestly owe their present situation, not to the Nile nor to the routine of nature, but to causes of an extraordinary kind, or revolutions anterior perhaps to the existence of the Nile. The shells found at great heights on the Andes, Pyrenees, and other high mountains, considered in all their circumstances, offer incontrovertible proofs of such revolutions. Fresh water shells, of species multiplying in the inundated plains on the northern frontier of Abyssinia, and carried.
All right, let's read this. This is getting good right here. So just translate or read.
216. Herodotus. Down into Egypt with the floods, might also mislead incautious observers. Salt efflorescing in the process of evaporation and encrusting the ground, is a common phenomenon in every naked desert under a dry atmosphere, and furnishes no proof of the former presence of the ocean. Shells, indeed, of recent kinds, and not petrified, are strewed over the Wad al-Tia, or Valley of the Wandering, between Cairo and Suez. But though these may be thought at first sight to favor the opinion of Herodotus and the other ancient authors who adopted his views, yet, how can a phenomenon arguing the former presence of the ocean in the Wad al-Tia be turned to the account of a theory which supposes the sea to have been expelled from Egypt by the mud of the Nile? The Wad al-Tia is open to the Red Sea, and is not filled with any deposit from the Nile. The retirement of the sea from Egypt must be assigned to a period antecedent to that in which the deposition of soil by the Nile commenced. 25. Melangion te kai kateregnomenon. Black and friable. Such was the soil in the valley of Egypt, while on the west or towards Libya, as Herodotus remarks, the soil was red and sandy, on the east, it was stony and argillaceous. The alluvial soil of Egypt has a depth near the river at Thebes of about 36 feet, and rests on sand and gravel, which are also carried down by the stream. In a compact state it is nearly black, but gives to water a reddish-brown tinge. It separates into thin flakes, which represent the annual deposits, the lowest being also the thinnest, and which are not thicker on an average than strong card or pasteboard. Plutarch observes 10 Egyptian en toi melista melangion ausen hosper to Milan tu ophthalmo chemian kalausen. They call Egypt, which has a remarkably black soil, chemia, as well as the black part of the eye, the iris and pupil. It was remarked by Jablonski, that Chem or Chemi was the native or Coptic name for Egypt, and numerous hieroglyphic inscriptions now bear witness to his discernment. It is supposed that the Chemi of the Egyptians, which signified black, was the Ham of the Hebrews, and hence the name Ham was given to the father of the blacks.
Thank you.
It is whimsical enough that the word alchemy, which merely meant the Egyptian art, should, by an accidental return to the original sense of its root, have been called the black art.
Damn.
13. 26. On Morius the king, when the river reaches at least 8 cubits. In the time of King Maris, if the river rose at least 8 cubits. Dr. Richard Pocock thinks that Herodotus is Ms. Gerard, Mrs. on E.G. 3. pp. 367. Opposites. I page 404, Champollion, Leg. Plutarch, de is.
Hold on. She was reading all the footnotes. Can I open this page? How did I do that? It didn't let me. I messed it up. Oh, here you go. Maybe? Nope. Translate full page. I had it reading it. Well, so this still is, now this is a good one, Sot 12, but you notice he still came to the same conclusion about Kemet has to do with Ham, because Ham was the father of the blacks. See, they tried to get away from this. And they said Egyptian art, by an accidental return to the original sense of the root, should have been called the black art. Now, the land don't do art. The Silt don't do art. If it's black art, and he just said that Ham was the given father of the blacks, thank you for this source. But this don't let us see where the now Silt stuff started. So if we want to dialogue this Sot 12, it appears it started before this then. Because in 1840, or whenever you say this book was, this guy, but he never says that Kemet mean the black silt. He never say that. We all know it got the black silt. We know how important it is. Why don't none of these early sources say that? We can listen to it again. But this is what we just came out of. He simply said it is supposed that the Kemi of the Egyptians, which signifies black, was Ham of the Hebrews. And hence the name Ham was given to the father of the blacks. Like, what's the problem with that? They was on this old school scholarship said, nah, we leaving that alone, because now you saying the Egyptians was the blacks. We got to leave that alone. We got to come up with something new. Let's say it's the Silt. We doing a really, shout out to Sot 12. So we was just on Champollion, then we went into Erman's work. But I think, because we trying to track Egyptological Dictionary for dictionary to see who was the first to come up with this black silt idea, right? Now this guy right here, he's talking all about the silt, but he ain't even about to say that Egypt is named that because of that. What he say is, right here, look, he say, it was remarked by, we need to read Jablonski, because he said it was remarked by Jablonski that Kim and Kemi was the native Coptic name for Egypt, and numerous hieroglyphics inscriptions now bear witness to this discernment. Now listen, so he's talking about the numerous hieroglyphics inscriptions that we look over that say Kemet. And listen to what he says. It is supposed that the Kemi of the Egyptians, which signified black, was the Ham of the Hebrews, and hence the name Ham was given to the father of the blacks. Am I doing that? Am I saying anything about race? I ain't said the word race. He's saying that. It is whimsical enough that the word alchemy, which merely meant the Egyptian art, should, by accidental return to the original sense of root, be called the black art. Taking that these 8 cubits be understood of the elevation of water. What? 217. This 216. How he just start saying that? Oh, I didn't read this part. Dr. Richard Pokel thinks that Herodotus is mistaken that these 8 cubits must be understood of the elevation of the water above the ordinary level and not of their depth of the river, where the 16 cubits, which he mentioned further, understood the water highest elevation to the bottom. This explanation, by giving uniformity to the rising of the river at the time of Meroës to ours, entirely destroys the system of the historian who imagined that the soil of Egypt had risen greatly since the reign of the prince. Herodotus manifestly intended to show that the soil of Egypt must have risen 7 or 8 cubits with the period of not. But notice, none of them is saying that Egypt is named after the soil. Ain't that crazy? Ham is mythological and not Hebrews. Hebrews are, no, he wasn't saying that Ham was the Hebrews. He was saying that that's Hebrew mythology. And Ham, all of that is mythological, right? But he's saying this is where they got it from. You got to know that. But, I mean, this is another good source. Shout out to South 12. I'm going to go back and look at some, let's open up a chat so somebody else can talk. I'm going to go back and look at what you call it. But I'm still kind of reading. All right, let's go back to what you call it. Let me open up a Zoom. This is the part where anybody be saying anything. You can't hold it against me. Yeah. You give people a platform. You let people build with the people. That's like if I had a stage at the
Recording
office
in progress.
and you get on the stage at the office to say something, and now I'm in trouble for what you say because you said it on my stage.
Recording stopped.
All right, let me share this link. Hopefully somebody want to tap in. We get a good show going. Let me look. Here we go. Yeah, let's go back to the meta sources. Yeah, Shem mythological too. Wasn't nobody saying Kemet got it from the fake story. We saying the fake story got it from Kemet. Golly, you gotta know that. So let's look at the next one. Even though this one was good to look at. Asar MK in the building. He could hold us down for a minute. Who else coming in? What's up with Asar MK?
All right, I'm in top, fam.
Peace,
I gotta be quick because I gotta go to damn work. I say two things. One would be the first. Diodorus Siculus agrees with us. He says he quit Nile waters, fairest that gush from the earth. The Nile which draws from Ethiopia, the land, the black man of the black man, the black man's home, he says, in fact. Hold on, let me pull it up. This way y'all can see it too. I see you over there going to share, like go to share screen.
Oh, okay. No, let me unshare it. Hold on. And then go right here. You can share right now.
So he's here. He quit Nile's waters, fairest that gush from earth. Hold on, let me bring this up some. Let me blow it up. We do this for the people. La, 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 la. Get our sound out of the wrong.
Peace to Sabio. I see
What
him
up,
coming in the
Sabio?
building.
So right here, he quit Nile's waters, fairest that gush from earth. The Nile, which, drawn from Ethiopia, land the black man's home, flows with full flood when melts the snow.
He thought it was snow, but it might be. But keep going.
Call it the black man's home.
Ethiopia.
And this is how they seen it.
So they
Right
did
here.
see black. So they did say black man and wasn't talking about race, huh? See,
Exactly.
golly. Like, what part about that they didn't understand? The black man was here before any racial construct.
And the Greeks say that.
Oh, but
And
but is that Greek right there? Because Garfield is teaching people that the word for black in Greek means honey. So that must mean that Ethiopia is the honey man's home.
Ah,
Idiots, bro. It's some idiots out here. And you see when we was talking with no argument and no discussion, Garfield had to leave.
yes.
I went on the community of skeptics the other day to make sure it's cool. Hey, Garfield tried this little line of questioning, had to get up out of there. Cause he can't do you can't do shit with me. Like, your brain ain't like my brain, Garfield. We all hear you talk every day. Everybody know that. Like, you're not intellectually my counterpart, bro. You ain't figured out shit. Like, we figuring out shit. You just showing sources. We figuring shit out and showing you shit that prove it. What has Garfield figured out and taught people?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that the Hebrews ain't black? Cut it out. You ain't figured out shit.
He got the biggest Hebrew following too, and he don't want to talk about that. I don't know how you'll do
He can't
that.
even read Hebrew. He can't even read Hebrew. He just read English. But
He
got
go
the
to the-
nerve to talk to us about this shit.
He go to that Bible text and be like, "No, see, here's the Hebrew word. See, I know it. I know it."
So the question is, if you teach in the community, you're going to get any white person who work at any car salesman shop, right? And you calling him a scholar and you present him in front of the black people, and then you tell them, discredit black, everything black. I'm contacting you so you can teach my community that Herodotus didn't say the Egyptians was black. Contradict every scholastic source on my show, please. But this got you in a rigor. Because he just found a Greek, and this is in Greek, right?
Mm-hmm. This is Theodore Secundus.
Exactly. Where it say Ethiopian is land of the black man's home. So I guess if you follow Garfield Reed, Ethiopia, Ethiop land is is the honey man's home. How that makes sense? Sabio, what's up?
What up, Smash?
It's been a while. What's up with you? I'm still talking about the same shit, family.
Right. I feel you. And
It's just like, but what's Shannon Sharp talking about? I mean, you know, what is Stephen
The
A.
same.
Smith talking
The
about for the
same.
past 12 years?
The
Right.
Knicks, the Cowboys.
right. I understand all that, and I'm not mad at that. But I'm hoping you're helping people get a better understanding of this idea or this thing we call race, and how the ancients actually looked at it, because they can only look at it one-sided. We can't continue to look at the Eurocentric standpoint and discredit everything else. We have to be able to look at the Eurocentric standpoint, but also how the Africans or those Egyptians, those Ethiopians, and those other people depicted themselves. And this is where the conversation to me gets real difficult, because there's not a lot of literature coming out of Africa. So
Now, just for the record, for this source I'm about to play, that SOT 12 recommended on page 210, we need to know that this is after, he studied under Aldolf Armand. So if Armand is saying that it's the fruit land, then this ain't before that. This got to be after it. Breaston had to fly to Germany to get his PhD, and he set up the Oriental Institute of Chicago. So
Right.
that means even though we're gonna see if it's in here, we already know we got it before this.
So when y'all hear things like Ethiopia at one time meant black, it did. And it encompassed all of Africa at one time.
Yeah. Not
And so
only
did
that,
Kush. And so did Carthage. And so did a lot of different terms that they
yeah, they
applied.
forget Carthage was the actual, after a while, when the Persians took over, Carthage became the capital of Egypt.
Bingo. But these places did not only mean certain, they had, it all depended on the usage, the people, the area, and this is why these conversations are difficult. Because you got to look at how the empires and those people writing for the empires was actually using those terms.
Hey. I mean, we've been hot, Asar and Sabi. I don't know if you've been watching the show lately, but we've been hitting them with so much information that they ain't had nothing to say. But notice how this black silt lack of attestations is they nail in their coffin, bro. They ain't got nothing to say about it. They tried to ask an Egyptologist on us live and got molded, is what we call it on the old school West Coast. You feel me? Like, oh, you molded. When you thought something was gonna happen and it just didn't happen that way, your ass got molded. Them dudes is
Anytime
molded.
the Egyptologists tell you, yeah, I can't think of the source on the spot. That's a problem.
What about when you
That's
put it in
a problem.
artificial intelligence and it say the same thing?
I can't think of a source on the spot. It's because it's very hard pressed to find it. The only one I found when I put it in my book, and I don't really harp on it, they're calling Asar the land. They're calling him the Great Green, they're calling him the Great Black, and they're calling him the Deshret, for reasons that it explains. And so I have to actually, since we once you have brought it up and we got on it like this, I have to make an abrogation in the book concerning that. And the rest of the book is all good.
Well, that's cool that you're working on that. I'm glad that we can help make it more solid work. What's the talk? It's about that exactly?
It's here, I'll show it to you real quick. You've seen it before. I've actually pulled it up.
Yeah,
before.
I've seen you read something off it before, but I don't think you ever presented it like presented it. This my book. You feel me?
The whole thing. Let me see.
Or like just tell the people what's going on.
So this is a book that go ahead, Savio.
Nah, go ahead. I'll wait till you finish.
Okay. So this is one of my books. It's called
We ain't seeing nothing.
Nah, because I ain't sharing just yet. I'm
Okay, go ahead.
I'm setting it up. This called Why We Call Egypt the Black Land. It's still in its preference.
Well, in the book, I mean, yeah, I ain't mad if you something about the soil isn't in there. I'm on the double entendre, but they took out the people in that entendre. They took the people out. Yeah, you feel me?
They messed that all up, and that's why I have to make my this is not part of the book. This first part, this is pieces that are going in there. But it starts chapter Y, and we go over the toponymic features.
So you in your rendition, you spell Kemet with 2 M's.
Yeah, and that was the other thing. I want to have everyone reconsider the method of how we come up with Kemet, because when it refers to black, it says Kemem. It's got the Kem sign and it's got the owl. Then when we go to the actual term Kemet for land or people, it's got the Kem glyph, and it's got, which is either the charcoal or the alligator's foot, and it has the owl. It just adds a feminine T and adds the city. So if we take off
you take off what?
If we take off the feminine T and we take off the city, what do we have?
Exactly. Now, my question to you is: in your work, how in this work, how is Kemet defined?
As the black, I call it the black land. That's why I say I got to make an abrogation to it. But I'm gonna let it sit like this, and then y'all could point like, nah, we had Asar change his book,
No,
which is
no,
good.
no. The book ain't
No,
out. This
that's
called peer
good because it
review.
shows
Yeah,
the
this called
thinking.
peer review. So
Yeah,
in
but
my,
it's
I mean,
called
well, we've been arguing against that a lot, often, right? And then you got a
yeah,
book where Kemet is the black land. So then the
yeah,
question is on you: what part of that means land?
yeah, and that's why we have to go into it. I have, like I said, I have to make an abrogation, and I
Yeah,
have to
yeah, I
go
feel you.
into
Yeah,
the city.
yeah, yeah.
But
I
what
feel
I'm
you.
not going to do is change my thinking from then, because I want you to see my thought process then. And then I want you to see the abrogation that's made at the end of the book and the understanding of why, because we're going to have to associate it with the people as opposed to the land.
Hey, I like to peer review it. If you
I'm
know
going to
if you're
send it
doing
to
that,
you.
I sent my book to a couple people. So
I'm gonna
yeah,
send
I'll give
something
you
to
my
you too,
comments, and
Fast.
those will be what my comments will be. You know,
Absolutely.
yeah,
I'm going to
word.
send it to you too. We go into the owl. A lot of people like I said, they call it a lot of people call it a silent M. I say it's a noun phrase, like a compound word. And I give you in these steps how to put it together,
All right,
how it should be
a
said.
noun phrase that's gonna be
Mhm.
qualified.
Yes, because there's a couple other people who feel the same way that I do that are scholars, and we can find it in some of the more recent works on the MetaNet chart.
But
So when it
I'm just
comes to the
asking.
dictionaries, we have
So by noun phrase, you mean more than one word.
yes,
So Kim is the first word, and Met is the second.
yeah, because we have the M right there. This is a
Okay.
word
So
by itself.
what's the Met represent? I'm just learning your theory.
Right. So when you go into the book, that's when we talk about the owl. And that's why I say the Kemet. So we talk about the owl here.
You
And
got a
then I also tell
presentation on
you,
this work?
not yet, not yet.
Yeah, we want to see this so we can be like, how long?
Yeah. And this is your Pharaoh eagle and all that. So I'm giving you some of the small things that people don't look at because a lot of them didn't know what the owl was about. I have mentioned it. And how it acts similar to Pharaoh, the Nasut Biti for those out there, how they should go together, your Gardner codes, and basing
The
it
owl
off
acts
of
similar to
that.
the Nisu Biddy?
Yeah, because they cut that head off the same way. And we watch, we'll go into it, we'll get into it.
Because oh man, I'm lost. What head got cut off?
Oh, they always cut off the heads of the people. They cut the heads off, put them between their legs,
Oh, but
and
I thought you said
they
something about the owl was like the
yeah,
Nisu Biddy and
that the owl, the barn owl in particular, would do the same thing with its prey. And so it will
oh,
fly
you
down,
said,
swoop,
oh,
and it
okay.
bites off the head generally, then begins to eat it. So the article, the three articles that I start to refer to make a hypothesis of why they probably use this owl in the terminology. Because in all the buildings, what do you see? You see it in the suit about to smite somebody's heads and grabbing some hair, about to cut them heads off or smash them with a mace, one or the other. So we go in depth on why the owl is probably there. Because otherwise, because you can spell Kemet without the owl. You don't need it. But when it came to the place name, they decided to put that owl in there. When it came to the people
But
or being black,
that's
put
not the
the
only
owl in
place
there.
where they do that though. You know what I'm saying?
They do it in a bunch of spots.
And it's not only with the owl.
Nope, they do it with some other ones. They do things with the snake.
They do it with the second consonant in by
Uh,
literals.
they do it with the bull too. So there's there's some things that I just went into and covered when I did it. Uh,
Yeah.
this discerning when I think about the hieroglyphs and why they come to use them in that format. And then like I said, the word kemem, which means black and usually refers to the people.
All right, I'm with you. I mean, I would love to read it and see it. Now, I was just wondering. I mean, I ain't like no smoke or nothing, but I'm like, where's all the? Ain't no riffraff over this black silk from these other people. They just got beat with that one. We finally found the words that make them shut up. Like, is it the black silk and no source? Are y'all gonna
They don't
fall off on that one?
they don't want to fight. They don't want that
No, we
fight.
ain't. Yeah, it ain't that no more. But I'm saying we maintaining the scholarship for the people, right? So you saying we get to a point where we scratch back the surface on the black silk, and they don't want to. They ain't got nothing to do now. See what I'm saying? They tried hard. Cause what if the Egyptologists would have been like, "Yeah, here's a source on the black silk." Then they'd be doing hella shows on that shit.
Yeah. Jonathan don't know what he talking
Yeah,
about,
he
but we
gonna.
standing with you. We standing with you because when you first pulled out that one source where it said Kemem and referred to the city, that's the people. So we knew right then and there,
Wait,
like,
wait, wait.
oh,
Which one? Which one
I
you
think it
talking about?
says Kemem. Remember you used to pull it up. It used to say, I think it says Kemem and it has the city symbol, and we was talking
But it
about
got a TU
this
bar,
one.
and it's before Kemet, right?
Yes, yeah, and it's like early dynasty before they used the term Kemet.
Yeah, but it still got a city symbol on it though.
Mm-hmm.
It do got a
And it said
collective TU
Kemet
bar.
instead.
Yeah, that
You
shit
know,
crazy.
it's Batar. What's up? Peace to everybody.
Peace.
Hey, Shazmo.
Yo,
You know,
Smack, I put
yeah.
a couple sources back there. I think the first one will this is from 2022. It's ethnicity in ancient Egypt. I put three sources back there. I think you might like them.
I'm gonna check them out. You want to share them and go into them or what?
Um,
Are you
I have
just
to make a run right now,
all
but
right?
if
Yeah, I'll check them out.
you can. The
I ain't
first
gonna
one is
share them the first
diversity.
time I see them, but I'll check it out though.
The first one comes from the Journal of Association of Arab Universities for Tourism and Hospitality, 2022. Diversity and inclusion in the Egyptian society during the dynastic era.
Okay.
It says some very interesting things. I read it when I got it a couple weeks ago. It's been a minute. Cause this reading these is helping me get a better understanding of this whole idea of race and how it was being formulated.
Did
All right
you
then.
pull them from that new symposium that they was selling on Amazon?
Who, me?
Uh-huh.
Nah.
No? All right.
I didn't know
I,
they were selling nothing like that on Amazon.
Well,
they
look at
just
this
did a
one,
new
Asar. You see that one? Not to interrupt. You see that one
which
though?
yeah.
So I'm saying, will we argue that Kim without the T is a different location?
No,
And it
I
got
don't.
Jeshurun after it, right? Huh.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's just variations on the same way. I don't know.
Well, you can spell a word like four different ways sometimes, but like look at that one. That's the one Saber pulled up. It's got the Kemet symbol inside the city symbol, and it's got a hoary face right after it. So if you got a horror face right after it,
That should say Kemet on the on his water.
yeah, what do you?
Kemet on his water. What that mean?
Yeah,
Kemet hor mu ek.
Tesher, Toot. It looks like after
Jeshurun.
that, or Depet,
Or
or Ke, Kek?
Or is that just the underline? That's just underline.
What's the underline? What you talking about?
Talking about under the Kemet symbol?
Yeah, the giant Nuit symbol.
Yeah, we know that's the underline.
Oh, I thought y'all was like saying that was like a toss.
No, hell no.
No,
It's
see,
like
it's
Kemet
Kemet in the middle
move.
of that.
Kemet or move.
Yeah.
So that face right next to the Kemet symbol and the
Move, yeah.
stroke underneath, yeah, that's Hor, as if it's an ancestor, right? Then you got the water, Nu, and then you have Ek, the basket right next to it. Then you got Tesher right next to it, as if it's basically probably saying Desheret.
Yeah, it's probably saying Desher.
Yeah, with foreign land symbol, yep. Yeah. Oh, but I was gonna chime in before Savio tried to knock me out. I'll put Babylon down on you. But I'm gonna go ahead and write the book. I'm gonna title it the same thing, why they call Egypt the Black Land, and I'm gonna use all the sources that the reason why we think they probably got the land from, and then in the summary, but this is why it can't be called the Black Land. Boom. But yeah, when you brought your book up, I thought that's kind of like what you was on, the direction you was going, but you was actually back.
The book is old. Yeah, the book is like, I just haven't finished knocking it out, but it's pretty much done. But now we've got new information before I done put the book out. So I got to make an abrogation at the end concerning the reasoning.
We need to read this one. Because look at what Kemet is in juxtaposition to here. It looks like this is just a city fortification with a T and a Niu sign.
Oh, that's in my book.
So which one is this?
That's the wall.
The Memphis or what? The white wall or which wall?
That could be the black wall.
Because that looked like a circle, but he could have just drew it. Yeah.
No, there's a black wall and there's a white wall.
Yeah.
Let me pull up. Hold up. Let me see. Because I've got like all three of the attestations.
But hold on though. I want to see what it says. It says Kemet 2 there. That means Kemet ain't all of Egypt. This is what I'm saying. Kemet is a city and that's a city. And the R means 2. They going from that city to that city. But whatever. Let's see what it says. Peace to who's that just stepped in.
My name Quanta. They call me Kemet.
You said Quantai? Kemet? What's up, Kemet?
Yo, how you feeling, man? Hey, look, I don't know if you can see my screen, man.
Hold on, I'm about to see your screen. You got to share your, I see you. Oh, you got that book. I appreciate that support.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Right.
I appreciate you. All y'all, big brother Reg, man.
Hey, I got to be right back. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
No, y'all good to talk, but I'll be right back. Y'all good. Just hold me down until I come back.
We had to critique the book, man. We gotta go hard in on it.
Yeah, man. Yo.
So what do you think about it?
Man, so far so good. So this is actually my wife's copy. My copy is in my lunch pail. You know what I mean? I'm like, huh?
Make sure you put underlines and highlights so we can and bring it back, and so we can jump in on it. You heard me?
Yeah, so he got the goodies, Patah. So what did you think about it so far now that you're reading it right now?
I ain't started yet. You know I'll be book article. I ain't started yet though.
You there?
Yeah, my library back with books. I ain't read it all the way.
You there?
Yeah. We was waiting on you to come up.
My fault. Nah, my wife was calling. That was her. I was just talking about her too. She heard me. I don't know. But yeah. No, but I was talking about this. I know I'm gonna say it wrong. The bitter man chemical in the embalming fluid, man.
Yeah, that was crazy, right?
Right. Yeah. So I gotta keep going backwards a little bit, but I'm getting it like in the the Wasir.
Yeah.
Wasar. Yeah. Okay. I figured. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you know, Yeah, I had to put a collect, but you could say Wasir, Asar, any of those different ways.
But yeah, no, that was tripping me out. I didn't know that they actually did that to actually make the body black.
Well,
You know, I
they
thought
did
it was
to
just
make it black
insane.
like Osiris, and that's a physical appearance, right? Well, we could go. Let's go in on that right now, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So if y'all see my screen real quick.
Yep.
Yeah. See.
So they even say it in the text. Like it's not. So I'm gonna go to the TLA. We got it right. The other TLA. And we're gonna look at that embalming ritual that I sourced in my book. And there's certain points in that text. Now all I'm gonna do is go search MNN. And I probably could put another N. But now I put it in demotic. Let's see what this says. That's a human. That's different. We're gonna look at that later. That's very funny. But
What is it? Hieratic?
Yeah, we're gonna go to the hieroglyphic hieratic, right? And we're gonna click translate, and we're gonna go. Why I keep saying him? I think it's another word in here somewhere. Let me go down. So you're telling me it's not another word in here? Hieroglyphic. Let me put one more in.
Off with that new TLA, man.
There we go. I needed to put one more in. No, I was absent the
That's
in.
fault. There it is.
So I'm gonna click translate to English. Everybody see it is changing to an H, y'all.
I know. That's what I'll say. This new TLA.
No, that's not the TLA's fault. So what's happening is when I say detect language and translate, it's detecting that as a language. I gotta say, page is not detecting language and do it over.
Click the asphalt though, because that's what it is. It's gonna take you
so everybody, yep. So here we go, and now it's say 14 occurrences in the TLA. If we look through these 14 occurrences, we're gonna get to see how I form these conclusions. And so when we talk about Osiris, they tell you straight up, right here. Well, this ain't the one. Let's see, is this the one? There comes to you frankincense that come from Horus, onto resin that comes from Ra, natron that comes from El Kab, grains of life that come from Horus, and bitumen that comes from the great God, comes from the gum resin from Wenu-Efer. Well, the bitumen actually comes from Osiris, but they say the great God, but it don't matter because we got plenty attestations that could prove it easily, right? So,
right. And then he's probably the great God anyway, Osiris anyway.
He is, but here it goes right here. Here it goes, but some probably won't understand this, right? So it says, the bitumen that came out of Coptos comes to you, the outflow of Kinti Amenti. And so this is why some can't find, how is this got anything to do with Osiris? But if we understand who Kinti Amenti is, we know that is a form of Osiris. But they're going to say it directly so that nobody be confused, because he's going to take his inner substance and rub it on another god, and that god remains black throughout all times we've seen him. So let's see if we can find it. It says...
when they talk Kinti Amenti being black, this is when Osiris in his... when Set slams the coffin and they poke the holes and all that into him, and they throw him in the water. And when Set finds him, he's got holes. So his efflux, his outflow becomes the happy river.
So check this out. Look, it's right here. Look. So, where it go? All right.
That's why I be mad.
Osiris comes to you from Coptos. See, so he is the great God, correct? The great God in Coptos. So that proved the early one, but they're going to do it better next. Right. Who is at the head of the house of gold. Now, what is he going to do? May he bring you the discharge that comes out of him. The asphalt that comes out of his body. So now we know that this bitumen, because this word asphalt is the bitumen we talking about when they say it in Metal Netter. So we got a primary source that showed, at least in they thought, this bitumen came out of Osiris's body. Now,
you can't just pass over that right quick. Came from the head of the house of gold. You know, that's Nubia. That's Naboo.
Oh,
Oh wow.
oh,
Yeah, because the head, because the south, because they was was upstream.
South.
well, they note the fifth known. So this is Gebtu, right? And it's right across from Nakata. So in every place they note in here, besides one time when they say somebody got some bitumen from the Levant somewhere, they know they talking about all areas in Upper Egypt around what Shimsu was talking about, around Nup and Nubet. This is right across the river from Nubwet.
The
So
text clearly says, who is at the head of the house of gold. Osiris comes to you from Coptos, the great god in Coptos, who is at the head of the house of gold.
So we know Osiris is black, right? We know bitumen is black. Now we have an attestation that tells us that this is the discharge that comes out of him and that it comes out of his body. Now, the next one is going to let us know that indeed blackness is part of it. No, it's saying that clearly on the screen, Timmy Turner, but you just a pseudo-killer detractor that can't understand what you're hearing. If I'm all right, so let's talk about the points of this attestation. We have bitumen here, right? MNN. In the translation, it is the asphalt, right? So that ain't a reach. They are talking about bitumen, right? Now, they say, may you bring the discharge that comes out of him. Let's talk about this. This is an embalming ritual. That means there's a dead person. And if we read the whole ritual, they detail who all could be in the room. The sealer could be in the room, a priest could be in the room, and the deceased. Now, this is the incantation as they rubbing the bitumen on him that they are supposed to say. And we can even go to those parts in the text that detail all of that because it's all detailed in the text. But what is more,
I've been learning that too. They have a lot of stuff that they say as they're doing stuff too. I've been peeping that too in your book too.
So now when they say may your skin be anointed in the duat, see, this is why primary text kill everybody. What is skin? And what is anointing? And what are they going to anoint it with? They telling you, may he bring you the discharge that comes out of him. They talking to the deceased person. The asphalt, they literally say the bitumen that comes out of his body. But before they put it on the deceased, they going to tell you he put it on another god and don't nobody know why the other god is black. But he said right here, may he bring you the divine material from Bat. That's not the goddess Bat. It's another area in Upper Egypt. And then who else did he do it for? So they're about to put bitumen on the deceased, and they saying it's the discharge of Osiris, and they're saying Osiris did this for someone else. Now, who did they say he did for? As he did for men, and it says herself, but if you look at the Medu-Neter, it's men himself. So Osiris did this for men. Did I make that up?
No.
What did he do for men? Now let's see.
Give him the bitumen, the asphalt, his blackness.
Coptos is the seventh nome, sixth nome of Upper Egypt. I'm gonna show you right now. It's right across the river from Nakata, right? And this is how you know the Copts are pseudo, because there ain't no ancient name called Coptos. It's Gebtu. That Coptos shit that Coptic shit came when some Greeks came. So let me show you. Map MAP is right across from Nakata, right? And I mean, should I say not gonna be wrong? Because I ain't gonna pop out and massacre myself on YouTube in front of hella people who want to kill me. Like, no, I'm about to do it right so y'all can keep staying mad at y'all houses. Like, damn, we can't get him. Let's go down and see if it's exactly where I said it's at. Damn, Nakata Coptos, okay? So fifth, right across, I said sixth. Fifth.
Yep, I see it.
Coptos is really, what is it in the Medu-Neter though? It don't got nothing to do with no Coptos. It's Geb.
Yep, I see it.
Geb Tu. Right?
Right.
So the ancient Egyptians didn't know nothing about no Copts or no nothing. Right. What they did know is Nubwet. See how that worked though? That's why I be like, they be tripping. They'll
How you
take
say
their
that?
new
New bread
modern
dip,
shit
dip.
and act like it's ancient. Ancient was Geb too. And that ain't no, how could the cops be the Egyptians? Tell me now. If this is one little city.
Right.
That shit don't even make no sense.
It's like LA being California.
Oh, somebody must be watching the video late because he clearly in the chat saying, why skip over where is Coptos? So he must be late in the video. Shout out to you, watchers. Yeah, so watchers, the question for you is, how could the cops be some ancient people? That's your
like
question.
LA being LA being California.
Yeah, this is a city. Feel me? But let's get back to where we at in the text. So now somebody said we was reaching, so I'm pointing out how this is not a reach. See, now men is bitumen, and this is the discharge of Osiris, which comes out of his body. May he bring you the divine material. So bitumen is divine. From Bot. Bot is another noun. Let's go look at the noun map. They probably ain't gonna show us that easy, so I'm gonna click it right here so the TLA can answer it. What's the seventh noun? See, everything is in Upper Egypt. So he gonna get you this bitumen from Coptos. He the god of Coptos, and he gonna bring you the Bot. Exactly. Coptos ain't in no glyphs. They came with that. Now, if they try to say they're the Geb too, then y'all some people from a city, then I would rock with that. But let's keep going. So now when they tried to act like it wasn't about the skin, they felt stupid because they gonna say two things that make them feel stupid dumb. May your skin become anointed in the duat. Everybody know the duat is the afterlife, but what us don't know is if I click this duat, guess what it's gonna say? The back of the tomb chamber. See, this is why we tear them apart, because we put it on the screen. I'm going to make it bigger because some of them act like they don't be seeing this stuff, right? So for real, when I click this, it's not about to say in the cosmos. How do I know this? Probably because of prior research, but also because we do this. So let's see what it says. Okay, it do say the underworld, but what do it say?
It's make it a little bit bigger.
It's a tomb chamber.
It's a
tomb chamber.
Underworld, crypt, tomb chamber. So now they are in the two. So now we see the multiplicity and the duality the Egyptian speech. They want him to be black in the afterlife. So they in the duat in the back of the tomb chamber trying to make him be black. Because
so that explains everything else. It starts in the tomb chamber and then it moves on everywhere else.
Yeah, you go from the tomb.
Yep, to the underworld.
To the womb of Newt. And what is painted in the back of the tomb just about every time? It's the body of Newt. Why? Because that's where you're returning back to, the Zep Tepi.
Yeah, that's all
so
black.
If you've never seen the inside of an Egyptian tomb, you would know that Newt's body is usually in the back of the tomb. And the duat is in the sky. You see a SAR every night. Some of y'all call him the Big Dipper and all that stuff still.
So we see the duality, that it could be the tomb chamber and the underworld, and they mean it for both right here. May your skin be anointed in the duat. So they anointed him physically in the duat that is the tomb chamber, so that it may be anointed in the duat, which is the underworld afterlife. Is that a reach or a stretch, anyone?
Nah, that was right on. That's what it was.
That's the facts.
I mean, we're clicking the definitions of the words.
That's what it is.
Yeah, now should we look at, now this is what's going to be funny about this word skin. When we're investigating black skin, there's no color of the skin here. But notice when we're investigating black skin and they say Pepe's black skin, they use the same term, I-N-M, anim. It's going to be a fish and a hieroglyph when I click it, right? That's not magic. We know the glyphs. You see what I'm saying? And so it's not like I'm going to go, ooh, let's see what's in the TLA so I can fool people. Everybody who know the glyphs, Asar knew it was going to be a fish there and a hieroglyph because you're familiar with the word.
I need to step my game up, man. Y'all making me want to step my game up, but keep going. I hope
it's inspirational, bro. That's good. Thank you for saying that. But now look how they kill them all away. And then we're going to go into the metal nature. They say, may your face be open in the ways of darkness. After mentioning 2 black gods, after saying we about to rub the blackest substance we could ever find on you so
Hold on, we
that
gonna
your
stop.
skin can be anointed in the duat. Go ahead.
Go back. So Asar Imhotep told you something, right? He said, anytime you see that hieroglyph, that's when they're talking about people and skin color, right?
Okay.
He said that's when they want you to refer to the color, but we got to remember right here, this is a determinative just for the skin. So you right.
I know.
But yeah,
but
they
this is
didn't
their
indicate
master
no
teacher.
color. Yep.
So we're going to use the rule of your master teacher. He said, when you see that hieroglyph, it refers to what?
Well, what you're saying is actually 100% right, because they are talking about may his skin be anointed. And it is about the color black. But here we go. Now, this is where we find out that it ain't just about bliggity black. Because darkness, they could have said Kim here, right? But they use the term the way of darkness.
Well,
and
they
use
the other black.
Yes, it's the primordial blackness. And now this is starting to match the arcane definition of Ethiopian, yeah.
The primordial darkness is the KKW?
Yeah, KKW. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now notice,
so
if
now
you
we
got
it
real quick.
We got to give him Saber Reggie's acronym right here. Ankh. Amen, Amenet.
Amenet.
Noon, now unet, right?
Now unet.
Keku, kehuet.
Kehuet.
And who's last? Hehu and Hehuet. You got Keku right there. You got the primordial darkness in your midst, which you're about to return to, because they believe you transform. Your energy doesn't die. That's why when you read the book of Coming Forth by Day, you go through transformations. You turn into the golden hawk. You turn into the alligator, like Sobek, like Unis told you. I go shore to shore, taking your women like Sobek. You go through, you understand?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm getting there. I'm on training wheels, but I'm getting there.
So for the people who acting like this blackness and this darkness is something that is just like forecasting on the situation, I don't get it. Like now, like Asar was just explaining, if you just put KKW, that's just regular darkness, like nighttime. But if you say Watu, this is Watu Keku, and we are clicking this means the way, right? So when they say, when they use these words in conjunction, it's called, and I think actually when I click this, something's going to change. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Okay.
See, I was going a little wrong. Now, this is what I really was trying to say. And I just remembered in my memory that it's about to change. It's actually Kaku Zama'u. Now, the difference between Kaku, that's just like darkness, like somebody turned off the lights. But when they put the Zama'u, it represents the primordial. See, it says darkness before creation, which we know as the primordial waters, which is just different than darkness. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And so we should understand that a little bit too, because they saying, okay, the English, I don't want to read the Denmark. I mean, the English, they got united, intense, darkness before creation. And so now they saying they really is trying to tie him in with the way that the primordial waters just occur. Because it say, may your skin be anointed in the duat, may your face be open to the ways of primordial waters. We could look into all of this. Your face of the way of darkness. You know, and we know what darkness that is.
Yo. I'm sorry. And please, feel free to cuss me out. Because but they stole that in the Bible. Remember when there was everything was null and void, and it was all darkness, and God's face moved on the waters. That sounds just like this.
Well, let's see what they continue to say. It might, if you know the similarities, that's interesting. Someone said, so you come out alive onto the terrace and healthy into the necropolis. So this is why they putting the bitumen on them. For the gods and Koptos are the protectors of your body, and men of Koptos drives out your enemies. Now let's remember, this embalming ritual This is the recitation for the ritual. So if you really gonna go do an ancient Egyptian, you know what I'm saying, funerary, some of this need to be in it. I'm just saying because this the real for real. Even though it's coming from a later period, this the only one we can find. Now notice, as I'll let Asar build on this, but I'm gonna point out what I would like him to build on. It says, "He who comes to you, Osiris, the father of God, Heter, justified, his son of Harsias, justified, child of Teher, justified." What I'm pointing out is we got Osiris, the father of the god Heter. We got two Osirises here. Waser is the Waser, not the deceased. Let's click if it say the deceased. This is gonna say the god. But one of these, this is Osiris the deceased. Now notice how that say that. People think Waser always mean Osiris the god, but what we be telling people, and that's why I was asking Asar if he could, this just mean that you turned into an Osiris as you were deceased. And as you can see in the text corpus, it's 2,691 attestations of it. You feel me? Of the people who claim that they were an Osiris once they died. So when we go back to the text, when it says, "He who comes to you will come to you, Osiris, the father of God, Heter," actually they are talking about Osiris. And I don't even know what father God, not the father of God. Well, let's see. Heter is the person.
Father of the gods is the term.
But this is a personal name, though. Heter, personal name. So this is the
Asar
deceased.
has about 150 attestations for his name. And it refers to different states of being an Asar. Asar is you. So when you see the Bennu bird, which is another version of Asar, which I just read when I did the Necharu likenesses to Jesus, you see that when you pass away, you're supposed to become the double. That means you join Asar in the hereafter. You become a part of his soul. You become a part of his kingdom. The Bennu, which is your soul, is an Asar. When you pass away, that's what they call you. So when you read Ani's text, they say the Asar Ani. When you read Pepe's text, they say the Asar Pepe. When you read Una's text, they say the Asar Unas. It's because everything, he's considered to be the world soul. And so that's what you see.
Asar, like Osiris is the world soul. So
now that's what he's talking about. Now, if we come to this text, we definitely can verify that this is a practitioner's text. It says, what I mean by that, I mean the embalmer, because it says they make the opening of your head divine through the protection of Hyrcanopolis. Now, when you think that's something mythical, no, they really talking about opening up his head. Watch this. They say you are cleansed through them. So they probably taking out the brain or through the nose, how they do it, the opening of your head. That says, she enters your face as the rearing Uraeus. She will burn your enemies with the flame. Your face will be adorned as the face of the perfect and with eyes. Remember, this is just some of the theological stuff, but they're going to get back to the embalming process. They're going to be like wrapping with 30 bandages. And so you be like, oh, this is really like instructions.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're gonna put more bitumen on them throughout the process.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, you finish eating?
All right, we're gonna mute you for a moment. All right, let's go. Yeah, let's continue. And I'm just going through the text. If we find anything that we want to point out, like this specifically, the Lady of Lords comes to you.
Pardon me? God will make you divine. Your soul will make you divine.
Where did this bitumen come from?
Out of Punt.
And then what? And the fragrant substance and abundance from the land of God. This is Tanatir. They're putting this bitumen on him again, but y'all think I'm making it up. I want to get to the part where they start showing you that you can't deny that this is
real quick.
Are you watching on YouTube or on
No, on the up right below your blue part. Go down again. He who comes to you will come to you. Osiris, the father of God, Heter, justifies. Oh, that's the part you just read. All right.
Yeah.
I thought you.
I'm just trying. They say that a few times in this text when they start doing different processes on the deceased. And so what I could probably find it faster if I just go back to the betterment attestations. But as we look through this, people can start to see that this ain't being made up. Whatever comes from the altar comes to you. You will receive a death offering at daybreak. I mean, this is the real deal. And so this is how we say what bitterman was used for.
He said your throat will be filled with the discharge.
Now look, turquoise and lapis lazuli to your face, every precious stone to the openings of your head. Now I asked Jay Mill about this one next sentence we about to see, where they say he got gold toes and fingers, and he was like, "No, that was really true. They really would put gold toes and fingers in the casket." So that we presume that some of these other rubies were probably in there too, but the people who discovered the mugs ain't gonna tell you that $1 million gem was just sitting right there when they opened it up.
Yeah, probably not.
At least back in the day, they wouldn't.
Right.
They still got some of the artifacts in the with the gold fingers and toes in the museum.
Exactly.
Right.
You can still see them. Those who are in heaven receive your soul.
All right, so I'm gonna just go back to the bitterment attestation. But I just wanted to show some of that ain't really. I mean, there's a lot to that, and I'm talking to an Egyptologist who specializes in this, not bitterman, but in.
I love y'all work, man. All y'all.
Yeah.
Asar, I be going back and forth through all y'all. But
Word up.
But keep going, Smash. I ain't mean to cut you, bro.
No, we chill.
You need to go to Bob Breyer.
Bob,
because the head leading researcher when it comes to embalming, and he recreated the embalming. He was out here in Colorado. I had talked to him.
Yo, I used to live in Colorado. That's the sport.
You got, oh damn, you was up there.
Hey, this about to kill him. Hey, check this one out. This gonna kill him. So again, we know the process, and if we start at the beginning, we'll see but they act like, and I show this often, they act like they wasn't rubbing bitterment on him so that he could be black like Osiris. But I named my whole book like that, so I know it's a fact. Look, it said, the ointments and the oils, secure your bandages in their place. So we know they really putting bandages on the deceased, and your syod bandages in the place where they belong. The perfect merchet ointment makes the spell of your bandages permanent. So now I went through all these ointments, and they got 10 different ones that they would use. 3 of them were reserved for the canopic jars. And it says the perfect, so merchet is one that they're going to make the bandages permanent with. Now it says, you are anointed for the second time. They're going to do it again. They keep putting all kinds. Now watch what it says. They will bring your bones together up to your extremities. They will make your skin excellent, right? They will make you make your name great. Now watch what happened. You will do as you please in every country, for you are Thoth. Your enemies do not exist. Oh, Osiris, the deceased, basically. It says, Akhnater, that's the father of God. Receive for you the perfect grams of life in your arms. Now let me get to the next page. And this is what I read this for. I just had to go back so they could see what the process was. It says, your hands will be cleaned like this. So they cleaned the deceased person's hand. Now they say, receive the bitterman for you. And this statement after it is the killer. I'm going to make it bigger. It says, your being is perfect. So when we come into the Medunetta, we want to scrutinize, well, what did they say for being? This is your shemesh. Now, when we click on this, it's going to say your image of the God. An image is to look like the God, right? I mean, I don't get it. So,
no, it's image. Yeah.
See, they translated as being, but watch this.
Hold up. And the Bible says made you in the image of God.
Well, it's a manifestation. It's a manifestation of God, right?
Your nature,
and your nature of God. So they put the bitterman on them.
NLV.
They just said we're going to anoint you for a second time, and then they're saying, look, we're going to rub your hands and put this bitterment on you. Then they say your manifestation of God is perfect.
Mhm.
What does it mean to manifest?
To be, to become,
To
or
bring
to show
forth,
up.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
To
bring
make
forth.
that a
Yeah,
reality.
yeah, reality. Yeah, that's it.
You become God.
Thank you.
Kemet.
So now they say, now do it not say receive the bitterment, because they're going to be like, no, he be reaching.
Nah, I say that. Nah, that's what it say. Wow, I can't wait to go back now. I can't wait to go back.
Fight back in the chat. Fight back.
Yeah,
Huh?
all of this, you can find all of this in that book too. It's in a certain chapter.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, like I can't wait to go back. No, because because that's what I was going through. Because like I was excited, man, hearing that, and then well, you know, I keep going, and then I go. So I go a couple chapters up, and then go back. You see what I'm saying?
So if I say they put bitterment on the deceased so that they'll be black, is that a stretch?
Nah. But it wasn't a stretch. It wasn't a stretch because like it wasn't a stretch when you was writing it, bro. You got to feel me. Like I would stop because I know how you get down. You like, yo, check me. So I always, I did, and I was like, yo, this dude is the truth.
And this is exactly what the application says that you just read.
Yeah. Let me share the screen over the top of this real quick, Smash.
Let me stop it.
This is what when you go to Cairo, when you go to Egypt and stop being a couch potato, this is who you're going to see. There you go.
Okay.
You see, even the Europeans had no problem with this. She's making an offering right there.
Right.
I'm in the Ptolemaic portion of the museum in Cairo.
Okay.
So when he tell you black like a czar, that's what he mean. And
Yeah,
when
man.
we tell you, we just seen, there it is right there. This is what we was just talking about. See, Shush Kenti M. We was just, why I keep passing the damn thing up? Right there. This is a czar's house.
Which one?
This one at the end. You see this glyph here at the end? This black thing at the end? That's his home.
Okay.
And there goes the black, there go the wall.
Yeah.
What does it say? It say Kemet, Weret, Great Black, M, Renek, N, Kim Where. Here's got a standard. Here go that wall. This is the one you was talking about, Smash. This is line 274. This is line 27. This is line 38. This is line 67 in the pyramid text. It's over. It's over. Sit down.
So what it say there? Read the whole thing.
It's basically saying the Great Black, and it's talking about the wall enclosure that is around, which is the city. They try to call it a Threbus. You can see it right here. It says
the Great Black around it.
Kemet, Weret, Great Black.
Yeah.
Kemet, Weret. It's got 4 attestations for it. Over here it says it again. Weret. Kemet. See this crocodile skin? See this owl? See this red loaf of the tea? Here goes the bird to make the great. So where or ur, here goes the mouth, and here go the T. Kemet, Weret. And it's telling you the city right here. Here go the city. This is the standard right here. This is the city you're talking about.
Okay. So the city is the Great Black.
Yes, M. Renek, in your name of, it's over. Sit down. This is in my book. This is from the pyramid text. You can go look up the pyramid text online, look up these lines. That's what you're going to see.
So what does that mean though? Does that mean everybody in the city is black? What does that mean?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's the black city. That's the whole argument, right? So great and black. And what is it? Is it just the river here? No, we've got this wall enclosure right here.
So you arguing that it means everybody in the city is black?
not every person in the city is black, but it's the land of the black folk. Theodore Sakula said it. I'm gonna say
Yeah,
it
I'm with
too.
that because everybody in the Sudan ain't black right now, but we know that it
Right.
started meaning the same thing. I'm with you. I'm with you. I just,
Yeah.
you know
What's
how they
that
try to
land?
exploit us for clips, so I'll be
Yeah.
coming in to clear up when I think they got a clip.
Is Atlanta Chocolate City?
Yeah, okay, I got you. I hear
Is
both of y'all
everybody in
now.
Atlanta
Yeah,
chocolate?
and then
Let,
DC,
let me
Chocolate
let me
City. Okay,
ask
I hear both of y'all now. I hear what you, yeah, where y'all at? Yeah, I
let me
got you. I got
ask
you. Yeah.
which side
Thank you for bringing it to my, thank you for bringing it to my understanding where I'm
which
at now.
what side of the river of the not of Happy are we kind of saying where Kem the city before it became the nation or the country? Which side of the river would it be on?
All
Would it
right.
be on the west or would it be on
Well,
the
we
east?
speculating about that, but we want to do everything from these primaries, so let's go look at that again.
I don't think that
Because
it's
I'm
just one
thinking
side of the river.
if,
I think
if
it's
it's
two sides of the river, but it seems that it was stretched a region between three cities, or at least more than two, based off of
because
what we pull up. We see the Newit symbol 3 times for Kemet. We also see it 3 times for Deshret. And it has a big enough impact where every Egyptologist refers to all of Egypt as Kemet in a lot of their work.
because what we're reviewing right now, I'm beginning to imagine or wonder if that area couldn't have been a burial site for.
Oh, because you think it's on the west
Nah,
side.
what's the name made that up? The primary text don't show that. For the Serapis, I mean for the bull.
Yeah.
I'm just going through with this funerary text and the embalming process and things being black, and then what Asar just showed as far as the great black and the enclosure. And then we talk, we've seen where it has gates, kind of like a cemetery or
Yeah.
the
But
But
back in the
that
day, though,
wall is
remember
usually
they
a
used to
place
Yeah,
where
enclose the
people.
cities
yeah,
back then. Remember?
yeah, and it ain't no evidence the cemeteries
Yeah.
had gates back then. That's what I'm saying.
So when you see that wall, you know that's where they live. Another place where you
Right,
see
back
that wall
then.
in Hedge is in the Behudet story, where Horus protects that city, and it's the Behudet city, and he has them close the walls. So yeah, I wouldn't equate it to cemetery. Plus, it appears to be on both sides of the river, not just one side, because on the one side there's a particular city where they would bury most of the kings at. But
right.
All right, we about to
no,
look at two of them attestations and see if we supposed to take these literally or not. There
Okay.
is more than one, so we need to pay some type of attention to it. I'm in the old TLA, right? And I'm about to come to this one. Now, this from the papyrus. This is Sinaway. Now, let's
Reggie,
go.
come on, get
Text.
in. The link is already provided.
Yeah,
Come
hop
in.
in, Reggie. Yeah, stop
hey,
using
pop
land
in
for
because I
city.
gotta
That's.
go.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I gotta
I
go to
got the
work.
wrong thing on the screen. Yeah, stop using land for city. Come on, Reggie. Come school him. I'm with you on that. Now, let's come over here. We are in this Sinaway. We know the story. We talk about it a lot. But let's look at what it say here. I'm gonna scroll down. Did I click the wrong one? Come here, Reggie, so you can hold down and host, please. Let me see. How please. All right, so it
Are you
says
sure? Oh, there you go. I think
you wasn't seeing it?
it's called an art.
All right. Here you go. So it says, now let's see if we think this should be taken literally. Heralded noble, a local prince, a seal bearer of the king, the sole friend of the king, one sharp-witted in the council of many in making plans with the soldiers, one precise to the king, at the head of his nobles in order to crush the insurgents of Asia and the rebels of northern countries, whose produce have inundated the two countries, whose gifts have made festive the palace, who equips the estate of the one who had advanced him, who distinguished himself more than those who had existed before, who trusted one trusted of the king in making strong his monuments and in making a gate for Egypt.
That's it.
Now, is
Now
we
that-
saying he didn't really make a gate? Was he lying? So how much of this was he lying about? We can't just pick out the gate and say he was lying.
Yeah, but back then it makes sense that you would fortify your cities, especially during times of war, right? You know.
But we got checkmate because we got the attestation that shows that there was a time in the tale of Kamos II when Kamos II said, "They have Osiris, we have Kemet." Osiris got more black silt than where he was at when he said that. He said, "They have Osiris, we have Kemet." Osiris is in the Delta. That's where it be flooding when it ain't even flooded. You know what I'm saying? And so if he's saying they got Osiris, we have Kemet, but they still inside the borders of what we know as Egypt, then how could anyone argue that Kemet was all of Egypt? And then we find it with gates.
Wow.
Then we find it with gates. One trusted of the king in making the strong monuments and in making a gate. Let's go look. Hor Kemet. Ra'ah. What's this gonna be? This is something, it look like something great. But I don't see no definition for this. Let's see what it says.
No,
A door opening. That's even. So now the gate is really a gate because it's a door opening.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? They can't be like,
No. Yeah. Oh yeah. I got you.
And then and out. Plus, they shut the gate and they would do the census. So when that for Heru, Timmy Turner, bang back, little homies, bang back. What's up?
So that's just one of the gates.
Shoot your shot today.
Check that out. Now, that's one attestation. This is the Stella of Montuamhat. So he attested to a gate being on Kemet. But what about this one? This is what I was supposed to click. The Great Double Gates. He says, you can come back to Kemet. So you know he wasn't talking about all of Egypt. Because you can't put no damn gates on all of Egypt, bro. Donald Trump can't even do that on America. With all the money we got. You can't gate off the whole country, bro.
Yeah, straight like that, cuz.
Now, and this ain't gonna make no sense with that. He says, make your way. Now, they translated this Egypt, but he's telling them to come to a specific place inside of Egypt. It says, make your way to Egypt that you can that you can again see the residence in which you had grew up. If we go into this text, this word they use for residence also means the interior. So he come back to Kemet so you can see the interior where you grew up.
Like where you enter. The gates are right there. You
but
kiss the earth.
listen,
Come on in.
You could be correct because Sinuway was supposedly coming back from Asia. But you got to remember, that don't mean the gates is at the border of Israel and Egypt. You feel me? Kemet, he's particularly telling them to come to the interior. But they say so you could come see the residence. And I'm saying so you could come see the interior, but the residence work too, in which you grew up, that works. You can kiss the earth at the Great Double Gates. So now it's two different tales that say Kemet got gates on it. And unless we think they put gates on the whole damn nation like Donald Trump.
You killing it, bro.
That's not. Yeah.
You killing it. Man, keep going. Because you know what? That was stop. That was, I mean, what we pointed at, right? Because they doing all the trading. They're the they're trading. They're doing everything. They're the life's world. They're the first superpower. So you can't cut that off. They ain't doing that. Not from Africa to Asia. Not right there.
I think that's in Kemet, and I think that there are double gates to enter the city.
Thank you. That's what I think. And now let me show you something else that they missed. And this gonna kill
a cataract smash. Because if we look at the cataract,
I got this real quick. Go ahead. You could go.
If you go to a cataract, you got to go through the gates to get into the major part of the city.
I don't
that's
know.
the
They didn't say
thing.
they talking about something else because he said built the buildings and the gates. They ain't said nothing about a cataract.
Well, the cataract is the front part of where you enter.
I know,
That's
but
how they have it.
you just putting things. The text never mentioned the cataract.
We don't need the text for that. We can pull up where they
So
talking about.
if he say gates, we could just think of cataract.
Yeah, because
when they say gates, I just think of gates, bro.
Yeah, but you pulled up a gnome. You pulled up a gnome though. You pulled up the 7th gnome, and then you compared it to another gnome.
That was a long
How
time
do you have
ago
gnomes
when we was
without
talking about
gates
something
around?
else. We was talking about bitumen, bro.
Yeah, but I'm saying to get through those areas, to get into the city,
the 7th gnome ain't nowhere close to a cataract.
It is.
No, it's hella far. Cataract is by the 1st gnome. Then you got the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th.
And the cataracts separate them. That's how you know that you're at a different locale.
So you're arguing that the
those
gates are water, even though gates are normally on land. And the
I'm not sure where you got the water from. We talking about
cataracts.
the
You said cataracts. Cataracts don't exist on land, bro.
Cataracts are the bend in the river.
You know, cataracts are rocks in the river, right?
Hold up, I'm saying the wrong thing.
Oh,
I'm talking about the gate.
Yeah, I'm tripping. I'm like,
I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to say the yeah, I know what you
the gates themselves are what separates each gnome from each other. I'm saying cataract instead of gates. You're right. So the gates themselves are what separates each gnome. You don't know you get to another gnome until you see the next gate.
Oh, I'm with that. I see what you're saying. What I was thinking is,
if you pull it up.
I
was gonna say, if you pull up the picture, you'll see the front of each gnome. It has that big wall. It looks like an H. It has the standard on top of the wall.
Yeah,
and then it has those gates.
It has glyphs on it. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's in the it's when you see the Heru gnome, you see him. You usually see the standard right between it. When you pull up Narmer's name, it's right between those two gates.
But you was throwing us off with the cataract though, because cataract.
I know I was messing up the word.
Now,
the cataract. No, the gates.
I need y'all help with this because it ain't no attestations in the text corpus, but it beat the brakes off them. We know a W normally Y. There's a word that's Y that means one, right?
Yeah.
Well, we have this location with a W, and we can't see the glyph, so we don't know if it's a Y or just a Uchit. But y'all see the KMT after it, right?
Right.
Yes.
Wu Kemet or Wu Kemet.
Now, it could be Wu. It could be, if it has an A, it could be Y.
If
it's U Kemet, I would not know what that means. But if it's Y Kemet, it would be one. Y would mean one. And then Kemet still means black, and this would be the black one. Now, the cold part about that is if you talk to Sandro Capochichi, he defines Kemet, the other Kemet, Egypt, as the black one. The reason why I said the other Kemet, my brothers and sisters, is because when we scroll down here, you see where this is at.
And let me ask you,
Upper Nubia.
Have you ever seen a 2 or a 3 Kemet? And the only reason I asked that because we've seen Kemet with the 3 Nuit symbols. I'm just wondering if there's a 1 or a 2 or a 3.
I have not seen that.
No, okay. So it's probably
so, but the one is Upper Nubia. Okay.
To be honest, everything is Upper Nubia. Everything is down south, up south. I mean,
straight like that.
Somebody
we
said
know
it was
that.
gates on a normal.
I don't want to break his. I don't want to break his thought. Because I don't know nothing. I'm on training wheels.
I wasn't referring to you. I was just making that statement that everything. I'm talking to the people, everybody, myself too. Everything seems to be mostly in Upper Kemet, where all the good stuff at.
But look at this though.
Yeah, man.
If this turns out to be something, even though the TLA says it is,
we Kemet.
This is Upper Nubia, not Lower Nubia. This is closer to Kush. I mean, this is Kush area.
Yeah,
but
everything Upper.
But they was calling it Kemet.
Yeah.
We
Kemet.
Let's throw this in there. Since this could be Upper Nubia, And then we know that Kemet represented a good portion of Upper Egypt. They only didn't include the Red Land area, as far as I know. Could it be that all of Egypt at the time of Shashank and the other Nahesi, that all of Egypt was called Kemet?
This is Upper Nubia.
That's what I just said. So,
you mean all of Kemet was
Nahesi is in charge now. Yeah, so your Nubian is in charge. We'll make it simple.
right? I see.
The Nubian is Shashank. The Nubian is Taharka. You got Nubians running Egypt.
Shashank
They're
is a
running
Nubian,
everything
bro.
from Nubia all the way up to Lower.
I don't know what
Egypt.
I'm hearing hecky stuff from you that I don't know about, bro. You got to teach me. You said
Well, this is a
Shashank is a
question.
Nubian?
No, this is a question, remember? So
because you just said Shashank is a Nubian.
that's what they said. They said he was a Nahasi.
Yeah, that's what I just learned. I didn't know nothing about that. That's dope.
That's why I said we just gonna
And
make
you
it
know
simple.
what?
Yeah.
You know
So-
what? That first attestation that you were reading about, it reminded me of, because I've read the Bible 7 times, line by line, verse by verse, being being scholars in it, right? It reminded me of the time when there's a story in there. I don't know if you all have read it, where the Jewish or the Israelites weren't doing right, and it was probably Judah. They weren't doing correctly, and the king, he had already shown, like, the Babylonians or the Assyrians or somebody, how much, the gold that actually the Egyptians had. One of the kings, one of the Subitis had given to them, and somebody was one of those upper, the Babylonians or Assyrians were getting ready to come down and basically going to rob them, right? But either Shashank or what was the other king? Taharka went up there, took all the gold and ornaments that they had given them and brought it back to Egypt. And that story that you were reading with that attestation seemed like that might have been when they brought it back and they lined the things and they closed the gate. That's when you were reading that, it reminded me of that story for some reason.
That could be.
But we could
But
look
let me
in.
not get away from the point, right? So, which is a good point. If one of them is in charge, like they become in charge, if Wa Kemet is all of Nubia or Upper Nubia, whichever part.
Right, Upper Kemet, right.
No, not Kemet, is
Down
Nubia.
south.
Wa
Okay.
Kemet is all of Nubia.
It was Upper Nubia. Yeah, so he said if they came out of there and took over, they stretched Kemet. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, would that make it, because they ruled it all the way up to Lower Egypt? Would that at that time make all of Egypt Kemet?
Yeah,
I would think so. Yeah, you're stretching it. Yeah.
But hold on though, but they called they land Kush. And we just only finding this one attestation for Kemet that don't got nothing. We can't read into it. You feel me? Like we don't even know if it's related to we don't know who the authors are or nothing. We just know in some text they got Kemet meaning Upper Nubia.
But it seemed like Kemet is basically around the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th known.
It seems like that. You're right. It do seem like that.
May I ask a question?
Uh-huh.
Are we to theorize? I mean, I know we know where everything came from, but are we to theorize that at one point that everybody was one and understood where we came from?
What do you mean?
Like
I don't know what
the
you mean.
Egyptians, like the Kemites understood that they came from Nubia, so they didn't close off or separate in any way. Is that what you're kind of saying?
I'm not necessarily saying that, but there are texts that show that they did treat they looked at their relationship with their southern partners different than they looked at their relationship with their eastern and western partners. People don't know why.
Okay, just more
and it
personal.
might be because of what you're saying, you feel me? But no one has concluded it. I just read it in a text my friend sent earlier saying that they said that the Hesi and the Remech were giving Horus because they got a close relationship. But Sekhmet was for the Amu and the Temahu,
Right.
which is more
and that's
and she's a violent
the
god.
form. Okay.
Somebody in the text said that Shashank was a Libyan.
Yeah, that's
And,
what I was saying. I know, but that's why I questioned it. Like, Shashank is a
verify that?
Nubian?
Can we verify that?
No,
Pull
well,
out
that's
that
what
James
any
Rested
book that you read gonna say that. So we need to verify that he a Nubian.
Yeah.
Right.
Pull out that shit. Pull out that James Breasted book.
And then also, I was just going to add to it that they didn't like messing with the red people.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
what
that was
happens
the thing.
when you
Yeah,
think you know because you reading that Bible text. But what did the breasted text say from the Egyptian text is what we got to go off of.
Okay.
And if I'm not mistaken, because Taharka is what?
Man, I know you can pull it up faster than me. If
Taharka ain't no
know where
Libby.
it's at.
No, but they
Taharka,
said
I believe, is related to Shashank. So now we gotta walk.
Man, where did I say that at?
No, I thought the text, the biblical text, was like Shashank and
Man,
Taharka.
I know you're not serious with the biblical text right now.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I forgot about I forgot about that. Taharka is in the biblical text.
Oh, we going on. We falling off. The biblical text is your reference?
No, I said I want
That's
to go
what he was mentioning.
to see what the glitch said.
I had mentioned Taharka initially, but when we brought up
I know.
Shashank, I was like,
no, we came to the point where somebody said Taharka and Shashank was related. And I'm like, huh? Where'd that come from?
I believe they did say that, though.
So now that's what we're looking for. Did the Bible say that? Or did a primary source say that?
No, I think the
Bible. That's why I gotta say we gotta pull out that
man, I know. Why y'all doing the Bible?
No,
right.
we're not.
Shashank was a meshwesh.
We just seeing related stories.
So meshwesh ain't Nubians? They not Nehes, I should say. They from the westernmost coast. They like Morocco if we look at or Bates map.
What?
The meshwesh are found in the areas as far as Morocco if we look at Auric Bates 1919 map.
I'm confused. I don't know where's the attestation that says Shashank is from the Meshwesh.
Yeah, he just said that. That's why. Yeah, he said Shashank was Meshwesh.
Oh, I don't know.
He might not be. I don't think Asar is incorrect about Shashank being Meshwesh, but that would show he a Libyan.
Then he is a Libyan. Yeah.
And so the Libyans that were in Libya, when we pulled out that old text, were Nehesi. But if they're saying him and Taharka, where did I see the Taharka and Shashank?
I got a question when y'all
It's
finish.
Old Testament, but it's back in it's two different stories, but yeah. But we know that those two Nesubidis were real.
They without question. We just talking about their lineage. We can't rely on the Bible text.
Right. That's why I want to go into the attestation and look at those two kings and just see where we at with that.
All right, so I know where Taharka is referenced in the Bible, but I don't recall him being referenced in conjunction with Shashank. I could be wrong. It could be someplace. The Bible huge. He's mentioning like kings.
For now, we got Taharka though, so we know Taharka what he about, so we can use him as the example. As we brought both up, but
I don't want to throw y'all too far off. I don't want to throw y'all guys too far off. But I want to ask the question: do you remember Homer's? Remember he had a map, and like he pretty much made Libya.
At one point.
Herodotus. Thank you so much. Sorry, brother. And so you remember he made Libya pretty much like northern Africa, like Egypt and kind of West Africa a little bit. Is that kind of where we at with Morocco?
Well, that's just Oric Bateson was just a scholar from the early 1900s. He wrote some authoritative works on the Libyans, and it was one of the most I forgot, is it called the Book of the, I forgot what it's called right now. Let me write them. I'm pulling right up.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
ORICBATES 19.
Sorry, I didn't mean
No,
to make you
don't be sorry. We chilling. 1919.
They're trying to say Shashank was like a Libyan Berber.
Or what book?
Now, somebody in the chat, I don't know if it's Babylon Dawn or it might have been another one. Shashank and Taharka were enemies. Shashank sided with the Assyrians.
Okay.
And we have to do the knowledge on all this if we wanted to.
Okay.
Shashank sided with the Assyrians, and I remember slightly the story, not the whole way, and that was in the biblical text, but I do
26th dynasty.
This the book right here.
Dynasty of Shashank.
Y'all see that?
So,
go ahead.
Yeah.
I want to say, that I thought. Well, I'm trying to remember the source where.
Let's go look at his map. Go ahead.
It couldn't have been enemies because they didn't even live around the same time frame. But
it's in this book we got that map from, though.
It was an invader that was over Kemet at the time that was siding with the Libyans, and then when Taharka was over Kemet, then he, as Israel being a vassal state, he they always, the Bible always talk about Egypt protected them because they came, and I know the king that turned his face to the wall, and dude came and caused the Babylonians to back off, or it was either the Babylonians to back off or the Assyrians to back off when Egypt came. Yeah.
All right, hold on. Y'all see this is first map. Do y'all see this though?
Yes.
So I want something to I don't like to show things that only work in my favor. This kind of help what Asar is saying, right? So I like to. So look, notice that he say Hamites, more or less fused with Negro stock in the case of the Haritans and the Berbers, and so that's his number 2. Now he say number 1 is extinct or infused with Europeans, and number 3 is Mediterranean Hamites. So you know what a Hamite is, but he trying to make it something else. Fused with various foreign. Fused with various foreign elements, Nordic blood, branchy, cephalic, whatever, and Brun, and which applies also to Semitic Arabs. Now, number 2, he say Atlantic Hamites more or less fused with the Negro stock is all over here. So this is going to kind of, when you look at his other map, it's going to kind of match what Asar is saying, because he say that, he said that, now here's something else I got thrown off because I seen this other fact. It says Luke Ethiops right here. Y'all know that mean the white Ethiopians, right?
Okay.
So it's really saying light-skinned Ethiopians way up there that high on the map. And mulatto Gayatuli is the black Gayatuli, not the mulatto like mix. They're going off Melan, but go ahead.
But I wouldn't say that was white, but I would say that was.
Well, Luca mean white, like, but they not meaning white.
It would be considered like
Luca Durban,
you know what?
like Luca Durban.
We can kill this right now. What year was this?
Yeah. But I'm saying you're right. Y'all correct if that's what y'all talking about, because that ain't what I mean to imply. This is white. The white was out. This is only 1919, so it could indeed mean that. But when they say Luke Ethiopians, they not saying white Ethiopians. They saying the lighter of the Ethiopians.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. But I just wanted to. But now back to the original point. Number 2, which he said was these Atlantic Hamites. Now watch when we get to this other map. That's where he got the Meshwesh at, and that's what Asar is saying. So I could kind of see where you could form that theory. He's going into the meta-netter on the reboot. He the one who did all that work. Now watch when we get to this next map, and maybe it's gonna take me a minute to get there, so y'all can build until I find it.
Take your time. Take your time.
Here comes Eddie K. I'm not fighting Eddie K. I think Asar and Eddie K. That'll be a good match today.
So
I ain't got the time. I gotta go into
For real, right? Look, you
Eastern
say I ain't
Libya.
got the time. So here go the other map. Look, now you see where Meshwesh is in the same area that he just said that the half Negroes is at or whatever.
Yeah.
The Luca Ethiops.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
So
Mukala.
I just wanted to show. I did say that the Meshwesh was way far over by Morocco, but Osiris said that he might have been Nubian, and they kind of calling him a light. I mean, they saying he from a tribe where the light-skinned Ethiopians existed. So I wouldn't take that all the way. Or I could kind of see what you're saying. Is what I'm saying.
So I would line that up with a Libyan. Yeah. That skin complexion or whatever they want to say that. Yeah. It would be a northerner.
So here's another thing to note. Look how far down the Nile the Timahu are. So it's hard to argue that these Timahu, they would have been getting the same sun that the Nubians was getting. You feel me? I don't know how it would affect them if they're from a different stock of people, but they are down here.
Original Timahu was probably not European. That had changed over time.
That ain't sub-Saharan.
But you know
Well,
what,
no,
though?
this is
I'm looking at it
Timahu
like
you looking
this.
at.
I
Look
don't
at
think-
Timahu. Look at Timahu.
Oh, yeah.
This
Down there, I
way
see it.
down here, yeah. You feel me? And down further, look.
Yeah, way down.
Yeah,
That's
down there.
corn.
Yeah, man. They down there. They down there.
right there.
They down there in Florida. They down in Florida.
They Nahasi, because Nahasi means south. That's all I mean.
Yeah.
So I got an attestation that caused the Timahu Nahasi. But
Okay, so you know what? I was, it was confusing me because I'm like Timahu. That's different from
Nahasi and Libya too.
That's different from Tamehu and Temehu.
Yeah, that's what we
Oh,
was
okay.
just looking at, and I think
I've
some
heard
people.
that Tom Mayhew. I've
Yeah,
heard
so
that.
let's go back. Some people got that confused before. I don't know if Jabari got that confused. I know he's a professor and a PhD.
That's where I heard it from. That's exactly where I heard it
See,
from.
but his argument matches this contingency of people. See, he argues that they're white people. That's this border in the Mediterranean up here. You can't take this Timahu way down here and argue that they white people.
That's why.
Right. Okay. Wow.
Which is why I say
That's
there's
why
probably
beat them
it
over the
switched
head.
over time.
But the thing is that we got to remember, and I'm sorry I didn't mean to overtalk. I heard Asar start talking, but real quick, and then you, Asar. We got to remember the Timahu don't exist outside of the Tehenu, meaning the bigger contingency is the Tehenu, and the Tehemu are represented as a smaller polity. Somebody can say if that's wrong or not. But even on the Book of the Gates, which one on the Book of the Gates, the Tehenu or the Timahu?
I can't go back and look.
I think it's the Tehenu. I remember H. Somebody can fix us in the chat.
I think
that's a question for the chat, real quick. Who's in the Book of the Gates, y'all? Tehenu or Timahu? Y'all can answer that in the chat. And Asar, I didn't mean to cut you off, so you got the floor.
No, you found me. It's all good. And the reason I mentioned the Nubian is because we got that in the Hesse script where they're in Libya, but he's a Meshwesh. So I'm just going to concede.
Well, they're going to work
right there. Even though we know Nahesi are in Libya heavy and they show where they was at. If I'm not mistaken, that text that we were reading, did it say Meshwesh or did it say Wawad? I can't remember what it was saying when there. Remember when we pulled it up and I was saying, I think that these Libyans are Nahesi initially. And then we went to the text and it was
a small portion in the Delta that was Nahesi. I do remember that.
I just can't remember the text, but that's still in Libya, so I'm gonna concede.
Master,
and now I gotta get off because I gotta go hop in the shower. I gotta go to work. A pleasure, gentlemen. We'll do it again. Next time.
All day. Yeah. But I see right there to the left of the map, Meshwesh right there. So yeah, we got to remember that Tehenu is different from Tamehu, and I think that's why.
I'm glad y'all broken that down like that.
Hey, real quick, SOT 12. If you could share that link again to the right page, I'll look at it. All right.
Yeah. So I think that's why Reggie be beating Jabari up all the time. Because I think Jabari always say Tamehu.
That's
Tom-
I mean, that
They
could be
say
my ears
Tamahu.
too, but that's how I
He
hear
say
it though. It could
Tamahu.
be my ears, but that's how I hear it though.
He say Tamahu.
Tamahu are
Tamahu, yep.
the Kushite tribe, and is the Libyan tribe.
You got it, Eddie. You the man.
No, but I do got some primaries on this off from JSTOR I was researching. Basically, I guess it's pretty much that some of those Tahitian tribes are blonde hair, some are so they're basically mixed with the Kushites. But those Tahitian tribes, on the west are all Kushites basically. There's some
On the west,
yeah, on the west. There's some intermarriages between the two during like the fourth dynasty.
Okay, damn, that's early.
But the women are the fair skinned ones.
Oh, I've heard that. The yellow women that they paint. Okay, all right.
How could that be true?
What do you mean?
So when a fair skinned woman have a son, what prevents him from being fair skinned?
Good point.
Well, when the man is black and the woman is white, the child tends to be, you know what I'm saying, a little like
Nah, it don't just tend to be nothing. Genetics go hop all over the place.
Well,
sometimes they can come out black than a mug from a straight white lady.
But they can come out blonde hair, blue eyes, and light skin in the mother.
I can pull it up, but I can pull it up, but there's two different types. Like I say, the Tahitian tribe, the Northern African ones up there.
No, I'm with you on that. You was right about that. They represent the different. Yeah.
But I thought you said the Tamehu, Eddie.
Or the darker.
I don't know about one being lighter, one being darker. I know nothing about that. They all light.
What I was talking about was the intermarriage from the.
But where are they represented that way? In the text, like where do you see an image of a Timahu that's hella dark?
I had to bring up the source that I was reading.
Well, those would be the Nubians.
So we are familiar with the Kushite migrating up all the way up.
Kushites,
of course.
Yeah,
that's how Egypt got started.
Yeah, so that's the whole thing. That's how we see the Kushites that far up there.
But what that got to do with the Timahu family?
That's how they created the Timahu. The Tahinu is a tribe within the Tahinu.
Nah, I don't think that's how nobody teaches that like that. Nobody.
Let me try to bring up something. Let me pull up something real quick. While y'all talk.
He teaches it his own way. That's all. Don't nobody else teach that like that. What's up?
On that map right there that says Tamehu.
All right, sorry.
I mean, how deep down the Nile.
But yeah, I'm with you. But if you really look, if we really look, it only goes that. Your mic breaking up.
Go ahead. That's Cash in them. That's Cash. That's Ta-Nehisi. That's Ta-Seti.
No, I feel what you're saying. I'm not trying adamantly arguing about it. We know it's in the South. We just don't know how deep is what we're arguing. And I'm saying nothing tells us that they went all the way to Upper Nubia. That's just about Lower Nubia, what we can see on the map. It's just what I'm arguing.
Oh, I'm not looking at it. I was looking at that's Tahenu. Not Tamehu. Tamehu ain't in the upper.
No, I'm not talking about from the words. I'm talking about from the geographic location on the map. That's what I'm.
Okay.
So I was talking when I said upper. I wasn't saying upper Egypt. I said upper Nubia and lower Nubia. I meant to if I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, upper because upper Nubia is Kush, but that on the map we're kind of in the areas of lower Nubia, which really is just like the region with gold or what have you. Now, he said on this page, in the notes, on page 210, is where we're going to get something about the Black Land. I'm just hopping all around because I'm supporting what we're talking about and what the chat talking about.
Right.
Page 201.
Appreciate you, Smile.
Now, what document is this?
He just gave me this book. It's for some reason, he says on page 201, and apparently that's the page they won't let me see. Ain't that crazy? Page 201 is not. How you gonna say it's on page 201, site, and then you shared the link, and then they not letting us see page 201? How that work? You see what I'm saying? Like, so I'm looking at 201 site, and it's not part of the book review, but you shared the link and said you seen it on 201.
Not part of the book.
I'm not on 210. He keeps saying 201, not 210. Does everybody see that this say 201 is not part of the book?
Blow it up, so
Si, you got a fake source? I mean, I can't think past some fraud going on here.
Right.
I mean, I'm saying because maybe they gave you page 201, but everybody on YouTube see. Now he's talking about let me get the other edition. Okay, yeah, let you get the other edition. You over there making shit
It
up.
costs more money,
You
baby.
making shit up. Let him get the other edition, y'all. Come on, you gotta see. I be wondering, is my brain going crazy, or is people trying to get us?
He pulled an Eddie King on.
Fake source. We got you with a fake source, bro. Page ain't even in the book. But you can't say let you get the other edition because you're the one who shared the link. See? So you act like you seen something on the page that ain't even shared.
Crazy.
I'm gonna try 210 to help you out. Maybe you messing up 201 with 210. I know you ain't. We just messing with you. I know it's something behind this. It ain't just complete fraudery. Like, there's something behind it.
And he said he shared 3
So let's
of
go
them.
to 210 and see if it's on 210 in the notes.
That's Sapio, right?
No, this ain't Sabio. I never got to look at Sabio stuff.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Smash. I found a few sources. I don't know if you want to pull them up or let me. The one I'm looking at now.
Yeah, you can definitely pull your source.
It says some ancient records of Cordofan. That's one of them. Sudan Notes and Records, Volume 28.
Go right ahead, share it as you please.
Then there's a few. I'm just reading a couple. I'm gonna pick one of them.
Yeah, pick
and then
one.
it's the other one is called The Origin of the Kingdom of Kush, Napata Moreau, the Journal of Egyptian Archaeology. So they're both speaking about the Tamahu and the
Tell us when
Tahina.
they say that they came from the Timahu came from the Kushites. That's what we looking for.
All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull it up real quick.
I believe it.
Yeah, I would like to see a source. I ain't refuting it or nothing.
All right, give me like 2 or 3 minutes. I'm gonna pull it up.
I just want a quality source though.
But that would be a cool source. It's almost time to do the show called Drum Roll. What we eating? I'm getting hungry. What y'all eat today, man? You ate already?
Man, I'm jealous. I done had crab legs.
Ooh, don't say
Y'all
that.
been feasting, man. Y'all been feasting.
Oh, you had crab legs?
No, I thought that was y'all.
No, I did get some crab legs that day, but they wasn't hella good though. I made a bad decision. I went to an Asian buffet because I'm trying to be cheap. Remember I told you I was hitting the buffet? Now they got good ass food in that mug, but them crab legs was horrible.
Trash.
Like how they lukewarm and shit, you know what I'm saying? And like they coming out like some soup or something. But he calling them garlic crab though.
Yeah, they put it. That's what I'm about to say. They call it garlic butter. That's what I'm about to say.
Okay, that's garlic butter crab. See, I told you.
That's what they call
it.
it.
But it was kind of brownish though. I'm like, man, I've been eating crab for hella long. I ain't never pulled it out like the brown stew and called it garlic crab.
Cover that up because it's getting old. They trying to get rid of that crab.
All right, what you had today to eat, my man Warner? You said your name is what's your name again?
Yeah, no, that's my name, Warner. I'm a Warner.
Oh yeah, you said Kemet too. You said Kemet. What you ate today?
Popeyes. I ain't ate dinner yet. You know what I'm saying? But like I was at work, we bust down some Popeyes.
I had a taste for some Popeyes.
Last time I looked at sorry, go ahead.
No, I would say I had a taste for Popeyes. I had that because it came out with the new coupon. All I saw was chicken and like tenders, and it was slamming.
Somebody said some Lebanese on Uber. Have y'all ever ate Lebanese?
Yes.
Yeah.
Name a Lebanese dish.
Yo,
got you.
Shawarma.
No, that might be. That's close.
No, look, I don't know what it's called, but
that was close. You might be right, Shimzu. Actually,
they do have shawarma.
Yeah, I said that's close, but I think they're gonna get that to the upper Mediterranean.
And what about?
They're gonna give that to the Greeks and stuff, huh?
And what about what's them a lot of those cultures have? What's the round balls start with an F, I think.
All right, sorry, it won't let me see.
And they put them on and they put them on the they almost look like a shish kebab. They put them on the a gang up on the sticks and you eat them with like chopped seasoned onions and almost raw kind of sort of.
All right.
I don't know what it's called, but it hit though.
All right, I didn't mean to make everybody hungry, but SOT 12 came back with the better source. Shout out to SOT. He's a good researcher. right? But he just messed up, so I wanted to take advantage of that. Ain't no
Oh,
way
so
in the world it was on the last page 201. But let's try this page. If it's still 201, then ain't no way he could have faked that, right? You feel me? He just gave us the wrong book. So let's
that's
go
the
see.
Okay.
Like, how you make it be on another 201? Ain't no way to do that. So he basically shared a book. This is the same book, so he shared a version with us that we can access. So this will be the same
Smash.
page 200. Yes.
I'm showing this source, man. But can I share my screen to where I'm not having to just take a screenshot and I can just show, I'm on JSTAR. So how can I just share my screen where I can just scroll and show the whole, on JSTAR?
Well, real quick, while I'm sharing, you won't be able to share, but when you do it, we'll work through that. Now, just to get to the bottom of this, man, this the second try. I'm on page 201. Am I y'all or am I not? Don't that I be thinking I'm going
201,
crazy. God, that's 201.
Yeah, that's that.
He said
yeah.
it was in the footnotes. We're
Just
looking
a
for
second.
the black land. Remember why
I don't
they
see it
start
yet.
calling
Yeah,
it the
just a
black
second.
silk? Are you talking about this, bro?
Yeah. Oh, good. No, I still don't see it. Earth. I see Earth, but not.
So now he said it's in the
Black.
notes.
Wait,
Again.
black land, Egypt, and
But look,
red.
this is an attestation that uses the black land, but it's not an explanation for why they said it means the black land. And he keeps writing notes. So aren't these the notes, you guys?
Yeah.
What am I missing? He said notes at the bottom. All right, I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. I know you're not crazy, but look, dude, on the notes on the bottom of this page don't say shit you talking about. 201. Let me read the notes. Champollion monuments. No, bro. Oh, do I gotta show him how to read a book? Oh, SOT 12. Let me show you how to read a book, bro. All right, this is how you read a footnote, SOT 12. When it has an A next to it, you gotta find the part in the text that got an A next to it.
A next to it, yeah.
Like, I'm like, come on now. If it's not how he doing that, let's see. Scene A. You see the A next to it? Come on, SOT 12. Do you see the A next to it? So that's what he's talking about. Oh, he say that's the bottom, not the notes. Sorry. All right, I tried really hard, SOT 12, but this is scene A. So we know what the first note is talking about, scene A. And here's scene B with the B behind it. So then we know that A and B is referring to those two scenes. What are you trying to do?
Nah, I think he talking about the notes he took, probably.
Where he say, that is the bottom, not the notes. You just read it. It says Egypt, Black Land. Oh, man. Sorry, SOT 12. That's not what we're looking for. Thank you.
That's the text, bro.
Yeah, thank you for providing this. But what we're looking for is an explanation to why they're using Black Land. This is the inscription of a vizier where they just translating that the text, he's telling us it say the Black Land here. But he's not showing why he's saying to say Black Land. Sorry for wasting your time, SOT 12, because I was looking for something a little bit different, but we appreciate that effort, though.
But you know what, Smash, though? You step everybody's game up, so don't even trip on that. You know what I mean? You're gonna make him, dig a little deeper, learn a bit more.
No, it say the Black Land. He's right, but
no, it do say the Black
we
Land.
looking for why.
It don't have the sources, primary sources to why it's there. No, that's what I'm talking about.
And that's what we've been looking for all morning. So I don't know how he got confused.
And I got training wheels on, bro.
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, not exactly like that, but I'm saying he should.
No, I know. No, man, please. Ain't no love lost. I know where I'm at.
Let me show something real quick.
Yeah, man.
All right, we're going to let Eddie show something. Then I guess I'm going to get some No, you did good. You did good, SOT 12. You showed us an old-ass Black Land, but it ain't explaining. Yeah. He's saying Black Land, Red Land both refer to geographical references. Yeah, that's a good one, too. But Garrett, SOT 12 know we got some older ones that do that. What we're looking for is to see why they saying that it is the black land, because Champollion just said it means the black. You feel me? And we was trying to see where did this land and all of this fertile now Silt stuff got through here.
All right, share my screens, man.
Oh, this
I'm
is
posting.
good. Now this comes from Sandro Capochichi. I know
For
your
sure.
sources every time you show them,
Okay.
and you be not
For sure.
telling me that that's what that is. When you showed us Osiris last time, I tried to spare you, but that was really Osiris work on the screen.
Well, look, I didn't want, it wasn't quite Osiris because the source, I got it from a lady named Carol something. She just actually sourced that statement that he from Ogden. That's exactly what I understand. But a lot of people have been quoting, source Ogden. So this says, in addition, we named Egypt.
Your mic,
because
keep your mouth to
your mic is kind of going out, yeah.
It says, in addition, we named Egypt because its lands are black, all like the black of the eye, Kemet.
Yeah.
In this sentence, Plutarch teaches us that the name of Egypt was Kemet, which strongly resembles the Boharic form of the term, which, as we see, is Kemet. We also learn from this text that in Plutarch's time, the ancient Egyptians considered that the name of their country, Kemet, was linked to the black color, more precisely the color of the earth in this country, described as the blackest of all. Interestingly, this connection was also made, according to the author, through the relationship between the name of Egypt and the black of the eye, that is to say, the pupil. So that's.
But you know what's wild about that text, you because they flip it, right? And when we go into the when we go into and I hate to do this. I really do hate to do this. But they always catch themselves anytime. But in the Bible, remember, man was made from the earth, and at one point they're trying to say if man was made from Africa, then they was made from black earth. So that would make a black man.
Somebody made that scholastic argument.
But I mean, I know that's I know very lucid. Don't hang on to that. I'm just saying it's funny how they do this though.
No. There is actual stuff behind that.
But what I would say about this, what Eddie just shared, I would say this is someone who Smash. You done showed us the
that was Plutarch. They was quoting Plutarch.
Hold on, Eddie. This is somebody quoting Plutarch, and they actually are. What's the word that's used when you I don't mean when you don't paraphrase. They're actually paraphrasing, because that's not Plutarch word for word.
Oh, okay.
No, that was a quote. But what Eddie's leaving out is that the author's stance is that Kemet don't got nothing to do with the soil. He my main source. That's a PhD linguist. That's why I knew his work without his name on the screen.
Right, but was that? I don't know if that was word for word though. With the,
yeah, it was. We can open up the book. I think I still got it open.
It's actually Isis and it's Plutarch's.
Isis he put quotation marks around it. Let's see.
Yeah.
And then the way I read it, a little bit different.
Because what I was actually reading was Plutarch's Osiris and Isis and Osiris. Yeah. That's where I got the quote from.
But Jonathan been sharing that for the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you got the quote from Sandro Capochichi, and he got it from Isis and Osiris. You be doing that, bro. You know what I mean? Like, that's Sandro Capochichi's work directly from an article that he published on Nafri. None of that is on your slide, but I know this because I deal with him.
Okay.
And then when
not personally, I deal with his work. I don't know him like that.
And then when we ask you what's your source or who it is, then you giving us like a secondary, you giving us
the source's source.
Sourcing somebody. And that's confusing. That's why you got to go directly to the source.
Just focus on the information, and then you'll be okay.
Yeah, that's cool. But you're right. But the reason why we could have a long ass conversation and found out the source was provided from somebody who ain't creditable, then we waste a lot of time. So that's why we always say, who this come from? And when you tell us that it's a bona fide scholar, we like, cool. Now we know we're not wasting our time, basically.
For sure.
What was we coming here to look for?
So So also in the name Osiris, right? They reference the Irish, right? In the
Oh
Khmer,
yeah, that's what we covered for the
Oh,
Kemet.
the Iris. Yes.
the Irish. Yeah,
I thought you
Not
said the
not
Iris.
not for Osiris.
not for Osiris. The
No,
IRS. The
no, the
IRS.
I ain't. Look. Here go now. Let's first. Here go the quote, and this is translated by the University of Chicago, the Oriental Institute, right? So if they wrong, then they wrong. But this ain't like just a website. But let's go back to it. Here's the quote. Now it says, just like he said, Egypt, moreover, which has the blackest of soils, they call by the same name as the black portion of the eye, Kemet. Let's see what your quote said, Eddie.
Yeah.
They call it by the same portion as the
Hold on,
black
let me
of the eye.
pull it back up. Hold on.
Well, let him read it to see if it goes the same by same. Because I thought it read a little bit differently. That's why I said that person was paraphrasing. But go ahead. Chi. All right, he's
It says in chapter 33 of his work, Plutarch explains in these terms the meaning of the name of the country, ancient Egyptians, and language of the latter. In addition, we name Egypt because its lands are black among all, like the black of the Khmer.
So
In
he
that sense,
used a different translation. So it seems like what Patal was pointing out is correct. That ain't a word for word of the University of translation. But we will want to ask. I will ask him which translation did he use.
Hold on, let me see if I can find something.
I know my mind wasn't. I know I'll be.
Yeah, that's good that you noticed that. And what I seen too, like y'all making me think I didn't see something. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah.
Yo, man, I'm so happy I'm on here with y'all, man.
Because they
y'all
be
going. Y'all going, man. Y'all going, man. Yo, I'm so happy.
Gotta pay attention. They be hitting you hard with the plagiarism. You be switching up.
It's wild, man. Yo, and I be with my guys at work. You know what I'm saying? Some of that, man, and they real guys, man. Don't get it twisted. But like I was telling them about Smash, but I was like, but I'm thinking I can get him with Smash. Like, no, he a rapper though, man. You ever, and I say you ever heard of Casual or whatever, Cause see, I'm even though I'm from the Midwest, but I'm kind of like me, the oldest three brothers. We kind of West Coast, so we know the West Coast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then so we come back, and then everybody in the hood know that, right? So when I say like, nah, he's solid. They be like, look. So look. But then they gonna say, oh, well, how he know that? Well, he studied it. Yeah, he did actually. It's crazy you ask, because they know how I get down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They know I'm always reading the shit. Long story short, it was like, man, you be believing in all that shit? I ain't know how to answer him. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I threw my hands up like.
When you answer that is you don't say it ain't a belief. We doing scholarly and doing real research and looking at primary resource, and then that's when you get them to get into it. We looking at the glyphs, we reading the glyphs from our ancestors, from the motherland.
Yeah, man. But what threw me off was when he said, "Did he study it though?"
Yeah.
My answer was yes. My answer was yes.
Yeah.
Then he went to belief. See,
right? You got to kill that.
It threw me off. I'm not. I got training wheels on, bro.
You got to tell them we in the science. We want to know. We don't want to believe. We want to know. We ain't into the belief.
Right.
Yeah, you got to let them know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Science is to be aware. We want to know. We don't want to believe that chair. If we sit in it to hold us, we want to know. So we go ahead and sit in it. Rock around. And then you can get up and be like, yeah, that chair hold me. Yeah.
Oh, don't get it twisted. He good dude, because he be checking me like, look, nigga, you ain't read that book in 3 months. He know he see me read it 2 days ago.
Right. Oh,
he's solid. He's solid dude. He's solid dude.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, at least on my behalf. You know what I mean?
And when you finish it, then you pass it to him and be like, yo, get that back to me when you check it out. It's a pretty good book.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we share now. No. Smash, where you at?
Oh, I wasn't even here. I had walked out the room. Hold on. My bad. What happened?
Nothing. We was just building while you was.
Oh, what y'all was saying? Because what I missed.
Oh, talking about your book, and he was about the Bay, and he was trying to convince some of his partners.
I heard all of that, and then right towards the end is all I missed. So when you said Smash, I just stepped out.
Oh no! Long story short, all I was saying was he's a solid dude. Like he'll check me. Like he know me, right? So he'll say, so he was like, "Yo, you ain't read that book in a month. That just mean 2 days, right?"
Oh, okay,
like I took it. Like,
when I heard it, you was saying how we know that shit, we studied that shit, and I thought that story was.
Oh
down.
no. But well, he heard what I was saying. No, more specifically, very specifically, he was saying how he know.
Yeah,
he studied.
Well,
then he said.
Any of us
then
can
he
know
said.
anything, man.
Then he said, "Huh?"
I said we all can learn this shit. You feel me?
Right. But then here's what when I threw my hands up. He said, "Oh, you believe that shit? When you believe that shit?" I threw my hands up. I was like, "Bro."
So sometimes they
I don't even know how to come at you with that.
People think we doing religion.
I don't know.
They think we doing religion, so to speak. So when he said you believe it, he asking you like, do you believe that as opposed to Jesus and stuff? And then we ain't talking about those kinds of conversations. You know what I'm saying? We have
right.
I'm just I don't know what he really meant, but I'm presuming when the person be like, you believe that, and it's about Egypt, they ask, do we believe Egyptian religions more or less than do we believe the facts on these primaries that we looking at? You know what I mean?
Right.
Some people don't know. They think we doing a different type of study, basically. You know, like dressing up. Some people are dressing up in Egyptian garb and doing that, and they got my support. But I'm trying to make sure that when they want to refer to the language, they know what the hell they talking about. That's all. You know, like they don't be pseudo when they finally want to start doing the language. They can at least say, okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Man, I definitely appreciate y'all, and definitely don't. I'm glad y'all don't never let me get lax and shit like that. You know what I mean? I mean, even my niggas know. Like I just told you, he said I ain't ready. He said I didn't do it in a month, which only was only 2 days.
And you
2
probably
days.
book 3. You ain't even had the book 3
You hear
months.
me?
Book ain't even been
you
out.
feel me?
This is brand new.
Can we talk about this?
We waiting on you, Eddie.
Oh, y'all don't see my screen? I was trying to read this, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
So you still on that Sandro Capochichi article?
Okay.
Whip out the whole thing. Read it. He I love this source you brought, Eddie, because this is one of my main dudes. He say everything I say. So read as much as you want.
Well, so my question was this. Well, it's related all to the same. It all ties in. So it's kind of we've been saying that Reggie has been saying that the great herd, and so what do you think of Osiris being a venerated king?
Definitely.
Okay.
A venerated ancestor. You mean a venerated like one of he was like a progenitor. Like the big homie. Well, you know the way we say in America, the forefathers, George Washington and them, that's Osiris. You feel me? And do we know if George Washington really lived? Did he really chop down the damn cherry tree? Well, did exactly. That's the same way they looked at Osiris as their forefather.
Okay.
Well, I would add on that is we kind of know that George Washington and the people that's on Mount Rushmore, Jefferson and whoever else, we know that they were alive and real. I don't know.
We talking about actions.
No, I'm just saying I don't know.
He's talking about the actions. He's talking about the actions.
I feel you.
Like chopping down the cherry tree, and
that's symbolism. But as far as Wasir actually being a real living person, I'm not so sure about that one. It's possible.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
They found a tomb underneath.
Yeah.
I pronounce it Hebrew and Maketi, but it would be the Sphinx. But then they wouldn't let us. They won't let you in there. But I don't know how true that is. I don't know
Okay.
if there's, I don't know if that's, if Osiris was really a real.
Because that's what I've been reading this
That-
morning. I was reading about
No,
that.
I don't know if they were actual people. I do not know that.
Right. Yeah, I hear you now.
And I don't think we can prove that.
And they were and he was basically deified.
He's a god. It's a god. So I don't know if that's a mythological god or if that was an actual.
Right. No, I hear you, brother. I hear you, brother.
Can we
I
say
hear you.
that? Can we say that is African culture for ancestor veneration?
It's love. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, but not even just only African. Other people do that shit too.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. Hands
It's like
down.
what's that? Not Thor, but what's the other they god up north in Europe, up in Norway? North.
No way.
The
Who you say?
the Norseman's god. What's that? That one dude that they got that sits on his throne.
Not Odin.
Odin. Yeah, Odin.
Odin. Okay.
So I mean, they do the same thing.
But you know what though? You know what I've been peeping though. They all come. All of them come from before Egypt. All them gods. They. Yeah. Okay. Hear me out. Zeus got the ram horns.
You said before. You mean from or before?
Okay, so they got it through Egypt, right? Sorry, You're right. Thank you for checking me.
I got a bomb.
No,
I don't
you
want to
gotta,
interrupt.
I'm
gonna let y'all finish
I'm
this.
your little brother. I'm your little brother. Check me every time because I'm gonna be wrong.
I was confused. I didn't know, because then I would have to say you gotta go with chronology. But
Real
you
quick.
said-
No. You gotta check me, baby. Check me. Check me right when I'm wrong. You know what I mean? Because
I just need a clarity.
I want y'all to see something real quick.
Yeah.
This is from a book that this was another good source. Side 12, but it ain't doing what we wanted to. She ain't telling us why.
You're not sharing.
She's just giving us her conjecture. So what I mean is, when I come and show you these sources, I'm not giving you my conjecture. And here she just like, and the coconut falls and this is black, and then nah. But this is a very good source.
Don't y'all don't have me like that, man. Y'all my brothers.
Exactly.
Don't y'all have me like that, man.
I will
Especially
read
I gotta
what
go to
she
my
says.
guys, man. These some real guys too. You feel me?
Check this
Okay,
out.
go ahead. Let him.
So look, this is what the jewel of this text is, and this is really a jewel. It says, for instance, the land of Egypt was known by many names to its ancient people. Mary, the beloved land. But look at the second one, y'all. And I've seen this name before, but they cover it up. But you want to know why they cover this name up?
Why?
It's Nehi, because it goes synonymous with Nehesi.
Yeah, that's south.
And it got the Nay bird at the beginning. And if Egypt is called anything with Nehi that you could take to the Nehesi black people, we don't want to show them that.
Yep.
But they say the land of the sycamore, but we know Nehi. Okay, we're going to look at the glyphs.
Is a sycamore tree, is that a dark tree? Why are they saying sycamore?
And why do they got sycamores in Egypt?
That's what I was going to ask you, because remember we were talking about...
Isn't that what grew from Osiris? The trees that grew from him, were they not the sycamore trees?
Now, I don't know, but I don't. No, that sycamore tree was in Byblos. That tree was in Byblos.
We can do the knowledge.
Huh?
We can do the knowledge more. What trees?
The tree that Osiris got buried in that old rendition of the story is in Byblos, though.
Okay.
See, they established a relationship with Byblos so that they could get cedar wood.
Okay.
So that means they didn't have wood. So that means there wasn't no trees to get the wood from.
Right.
If we think it was hella trees in Kemet, it might have been some in the south, I heard. But
maybe.
I ain't never seen no trees in no desert.
So, but smash. I'm visualizing an AP bull with Osiris carrying Osiris on the back with sycamore trees coming up and growing out of the Osiris.
But you gotta remember that's in the Byblos story.
Okay.
Yeah, Bible. Yeah.
Okay.
It's still Osiris, and he is in the tree. You 100% right. But if we pull up the story, it's gonna be in the tree that was in Byblos. It wasn't in Egypt.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically this quote or this text is taking you out of the South, taking you somewhere else.
into the Delta, right? Because Osiris is
Beyond if the
Yeah,
sycamore is in,
yeah, because they was looking for his body,
yeah,
remember?
it's taking
right.
you to wow.
She went looking all over for his body. She went over the sea, and then they said he came together in that tree. We can look it up. We'll look it up so you can see.
That's right.
But
Because the 14 pieces that were cut up, she went looking everywhere for every, and she found everything except for the fowls, which the catfish had eaten.
so I just want to point this out to my brother Sot 12. What we mean by this ain't explaining it. So here we go. It says Tamari means the beloved land. Now all of us know there's a merho in Tamari and it got Ta for the land, so we see beloved land. Nehi means the sycamore. I don't know how she getting that, but I want to get it. Then she says Kim or Kemet, the black land, meaning the rich dark soil. No. Black, exactly.
I can't see your screen.
Oh, y'all not seeing this on the screen? Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Oh, you're not sharing it on the,
Yeah, I
on
ain't
the back.
sharing it.
And it's on YouTube, but it's not.
Here we go.
in
My bad.
Yeah.
Now she just says Kemet, which means the black land, meaning the rich dark soil and alluvial deposit in the inundation and so on. So we want to see how she or this person is substantiating this. It says, in the same way, Ireland, Erin, Iberia, and the Emerald Islands means all the same. Now the word Kim, Kemet, Kim, Kimi has many applications. It is the name of the god Kim, a deity who presides over productiveness and the kindly fruits of the earth. That's a lie. Right. That's why she don't have a footnote behind this.
Oh yeah, right.
Like if this quote was the truth, she'd be able to show us where she got that from. But she's kind of doing air quotes here. Like, the kindly fruits of the earth. No. Yeah, that's not a real, where this come from? We read the attestations on the black god Kim all day, and it never said nothing about the kindly fruits of the earth.
Right.
How would they say that in Medu Neter? Since she got quotes around here, the kindly fruits of the earth?
How do you say Geb? I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, the kindly fruits. So the nefer, how do you say fruit? And if she means fruit, she's saying that the things that the earth produced, not necessarily the fruit.
It could be
right?
seeds, like
She just made that up. And to prove it, the Kushites were Nubians, Hyksos. That's kind of confusing, Elder Yara, but I would agree with you. Because the Kushites were Southerners, right? And the Kushites were rulers, some of them, so they would be Hekakasut. So that's why I'd agree with what Elder Yara just said. They were rulers.
I agree. But most people say that Hyksos is the shepherd kings.
No, that's a hella old. They got that from Josephus.
Yeah. I know that's a misnomer.
Daniela, let me say her name right. If I say this scholar name wrong one more time, I'm about to let us look at this. Do y'all see YouTube?
But Yara is absolutely right. We see it.
The Hyksos, Daniela, Danelle.
If you say Nub, but Nubian is a misnomer as well. But Kushites would be Nebet or West Africa.
Candelora. Her name is Candelora. No. I mess her name up so much. Do y'all see this screen?
Yes.
She about to break. She about to say a few sentences that wound everybody wig about the Hyksos. Let's watch this play real quick. Because they be thinking the Hyksos was some damn people, but she's the leading authority on the matter. She also wrote an article on Kemet, and I'm trying to get her on the show. Because we ain't doing that pity pat stuff they doing. I'm going to be like, nah, you know what? That's incorrect. Because here go the work. And I'm going to put myself out there to be humiliated. And it ain't going to happen. No. So,
I don't believe
and identity.
So what?
I don't believe you're going to do it.
Oh, I already talked.
I said you the truth. You the truth.
So the thing is.
That's your boy, and that's your guy.
Here's the thing. When I talk to scholars, they do not promote this appeal to authority that has been promoted in the community of skeptics. They don't. Right. They want us to figure out shit outside of academia. Like I'm gonna have them saying it on the show, so I ain't tripping.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Okay. Yeah, man.
But again, I don't want to be like that because it's not a big thing to bring somebody on. I'm trying to build rapport with people so we could get to the real true shit, and it won't be like a stuttery ass interview. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, nah, fuck that. We getting down to the nitty gritty. We
Yeah.
might have a glass of wine like Shannon Sharp and talk about this shit.
Yo, yeah, and thank you for blessing me because I don't want to have to stutter to my guys. You feel me? You know?
No, I ain't saying that. What I meant was the way that they had her nervous
No.
because
I know
they
what
never
you're saying.
developed no rapport with each other.
Yeah.
But let's listen to this real quick.
So what topic are we talking about today? Today we'll be talking about the Hyksos, immigration, and identity in ancient Egypt. And first things first, who are the Hyksos? Hyksos, the word Hyksos is just the Greek version of an Egyptian title, Hekahasi, meaning rulers of foreign lands. And these were Semitic people coming from Southwest Asia, so modern Israel, Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, that kind of region. They ruled the north of Egypt from their capital at Avaris or Tel el-Daba between about 1650 and 1550 BCE. And we know from the archaeological record that waves of immigrants from Southwest Asia had been moving into the eastern delta of Egypt, starting even in the previous period, the Middle Kingdom. And just like today, they were relocating for economic opportunities, doing the jobs natives didn't want to do, like mining expeditions to the Sinai Peninsula or maritime trade in the Mediterranean. Yet they, like their eventual rulers, the Hyksos, get a terrible rap in the Egyptian sources. And just to further complicate the picture, at the same time the Hyksos are ruling in the north, there's a native Egyptian dynasty ruling in the south from the city of Thebes. They're going to eventually start a war to expel the Hyksos from Egypt. And it's Egyptian sources from their perspective that have been used to write the history of this period. And having done my PhD in LA, I always wondered why no one had made exotic Hyksos
Because she
ruler.
got two videos on this. One of them she take longer to get to the point,
the Hyksos aim.
and the other one she doesn't take as long to get to the point. So I shared the one that was for people who don't know nothing about the Hyksos. So I gotta go back to her and play a video called Reimagining the Hyksos with Danielle Candelora, right? And then I'll be able to get a better one.
So Hyksos really is basically Hekasu, right? Hekakasu.
But you know there could be other type of Heka that ain't Kasu, right? Like that's how we know Hyksos ain't a real word.
But they're basically the Amu tribe coming in from the Levant, right?
Some of the people who ruled over the Amu tribes were called Hekakasu. That is correct.
Yeah, the Amu for sure.
And she also
before the guy with training wheels, that's the top, the one I'm confusing with the Tomahawk, the top.
I moved in the Levant area, like Sidon, Tyre, that area. Levant.
Okay.
But she also said that in the Meta Nature, the Hekakasu got a bad rap.
Well, here's the funny part. Now, she is one of the leading specialists on the Hyksos, but that was her presentation called Who Are the Hyksos? This is her current work called Redefining the Hyksos, because what she teaches you is what is in scholarship, and now she's teaching you what they're pushing the envelope and finding out with new research. So that's why I wanted to go to the one that says she's the lead. She's the lead on the Hyksos right now. I'm not just saying that for the video. Everybody knows the subject.
You have been programmed. Introduction.
So now in this video, she's gonna get right to it, because it's called Redefining the Hyksos, meaning that the way we think about them, we wrong. So let's look.
Did you know that Google is the first place shoppers look for new products?
They trying to
Answer some
sneak
questions
ads
at the end here.
Here we go.
Okay, so first question then is, who are the Hyksos? For those of you who aren't familiar with the Hyksos, Hyksos is simply a Greek version of an Egyptian title, Hekahasut, listed on the slide here, meaning rulers of foreign lands. And these are Semitic people, or Asiatics, as the Egyptians tended to call them, kind of an old-timey translation of an Egyptian word, but you'll see it in some of the slides. So Asiatics, people coming from the area of southern Israel, Palestine, Jordan, Syria, that kind of thing. These people ruled the north of Egypt from their capital at Avaris, modern Tel El-Daba up here, between about 1650 to 1550. That's something we won't be dealing with today. Chronology, ever-changing and more boring to most people, most sane people. So we won't be talking about that today too much. At the same time, though, so while the Hyksos are ruling up here, we have a native Egyptian dynasty ruling down here in Thebes.
Let me
and
stop
eventually
this,
they're going to...
because this slide is of the time period of Kamos, when he says they have Avaris, we have Kemet. And this is where he was ruling from. I don't get it. Like, what part about that don't we understand? He obviously seen the Upper Egypt as Kemet. But we're going to let her tell us that the Hyksos ain't a real thing. She's just padding the cushion for us because she's a scholar. She got to do it the way she don't get kicked out of school. But watch her say it.
Start a war to expel the Hyksos from Egypt. And despite all of this sort of very interesting setup, we actually know pretty little about the Hyksos themselves. So because Hekahasut is just a title, I want to reiterate that it just means ruler, basically. So this isn't a population group or anything like that.
Stop.
Yep, there's not a population group or anything like that.
Group? See, they can't listen, bruh. She ain't wrong, though. She right, Elder Raya. She really is right. Hyksos ain't a population group.
Right. It was only a few of them that came down.
She got everyone. So a person like Elder Yara gonna say she wrong.
You know what?
And this, wait a minute, Eddie.
Let me frame it the right way.
Eddie, hold on.
Well, before you said wait, Eddie, Patah was speaking, so go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. And this is my 18th dynasty is my favorite, because Tutmos, Amos, Kamos, all them, because this is where your Red Sea narrative comes from, because this is when you come and kick these Joe. Either you're gonna get out with my hot or you not. And that blood you're talking about happened, and then you made up all them 10 plagues. This is where they got slaughtered, and then they said, okay, we give up, and they had to go into the Sinai and get the hell up out of there.
Yeah, that's true. They did get expelled. So, but somebody said what she said was false. I'm gonna pull it back. This is scholar, yo.
Hold on. But I didn't say it was
Eddie
false.
didn't get his turn. Go ahead.
What I was just basically finna say was that it was two waves coming in. Like the first wave I mentioned was the Amu. They're semi-nomadic, nomadic. You know what I'm saying?
But
traders.
This is them. Hekakasu ain't the people.
No, the Hekasu are the ruling elite class of that.
But it's they're not a class, but you're right. They are the ruling elite.
They lead.
But just think of it like a posse who chose a leader. The person who was the leader is called Hekakasu. The reason why we're going to say it's not a class, because on her next slide, she say we only got 6 people who were Hekakasu, and everybody else was Amu. So we got to, now that's why this is called redefining the Hyksos. But let's let her say it. Watch this.
Well, hold on.
Reiterate
wait, go ahead.
And you got to understand what was going on. See, the land in the Levant was becoming barren and dry, and they was losing. They had no food. They started. So the Amu started coming down, becoming servants and getting jobs and
Actually, the opposite. Actually, the opposite, because they were the ones who were able to take control economically.
No, that came later. I'm saying they started getting into positions, and then they were able to open the door to let the Hikakasu come in with a stronger little group and take over lower.
Okay, I
All
can get
right,
it. I
well,
can get.
real quick, if you want to call a ruler a class of people, I can hear you, but I don't really say that a president is a class of people. But I could
So
be
when we, so
completely wrong. Like, you know what I'm
when we look
saying?
at the, when we so Smash,
But
when we
it's
look at the, you can read the metadata. So when we look at the actual Beni Hassan mural, we see them, and then we see they have a ruler, right? What's the ruler of the Amun?
that's
What's
him
his
right
name?
there. His name is Abisha.
Yeah,
Abisha.
yeah, for sure.
Abishai.
Abasha,
You can
Abasha.
say it like that too. It don't matter. But
Well, no, I'm just
that
saying
make
the
it
way
sound more like Habashah, and that make it more pseudo.
it comes from Hebrew. So
This comes from Hebrew.
when you hear the stories, when you're reading the Hebrew text, and you hear those names, Habashai,
See, that's what I'm
and
saying, man. We gotta get a cap on this type of stuff because you just putting that into here. This don't say Haba. It has an A, a B, and a SH.
I understand that's Ka.
Huh?
I'm sorry.
A
I'm
B, and
sorry.
a SH.
Yeah, the IV. Yeah,
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 yeah.
And
yeah.
brother,
So,
they didn't have the paleographic script at that time.
so I'm just saying. Now, this is the problem
But yeah,
because
mine.
it sounds like Habasha, right? And so
Right.
then, if you go further to make that connection, somebody gonna get on our head. That's called folk etymology, and they gonna
Right.
be like, "Oh, y'all just over there doing all kind of shit."
Nah, we ain't doing that. Nah, we ain't doing that. We sticking to
Word
the
up, yeah. I'm gonna let Hurst play this real quick because I kind of feel what you're saying, Elder Yara, but you would have to prove that. He said he's going to show that the Aamu was a class of Nubians, or I'm going to show that the population of Kas are Cushitic people. Are you saying that they were the Aamu? Those Nubians were not calling themselves Aamu. I don't know. I'll figure that out. But let's hear what the teacher says.
Selves. So because Hekahasut is just a title, I want to reiterate that it just means ruler, basically. So this isn't a population group or anything like that. These gentlemen, there were 6 Hyksos kings in their ruling dynasty. And
it was 6, dude. That's a class of people. It's only 6, y'all. Nah, still, I'm with you. If you say, yeah, ruler is a class of people, I submit. That kind of like is. But I
Man,
wouldn't call it a class. I would say it's a position.
well,
Like
if
you,
that's the case, if we apply that same thing, we can't say that the Ramsey pharaohs it's only 10 of them.
what you mean? I don't think, but I wouldn't argue that they are a class either. I argue that they are a pharaoh. You know what I mean?
But
Like
don't
that. Like it's only one pharaoh at each time. So how could that be a class of people?
but don't forget that when they came, those 6 rulers came in. They didn't just come in by themselves. They came in with some people that had their back.
Yeah, but her point is they were called Hekakasut, and the people who was with them was called Aamu.
Okay, but they was helping.
Yeah. I understand. The king was the king, and everybody else had their position.
Yeah, that's like saying we are the presidents. Nah, the president is the president. We Americans. But they messed it up and been like, oh, here come the presidents because they seen Obama coming, and you know what I'm saying? The hella Americans.
But I would say that those 6 rulers had their own group under each of them.
Oh, well,
So
they wasn't at the same time. So they throughout different periods of time, one would fall off and the next would come.
okay, gotcha.
So let's let her detail it real quick, and I'm gonna stop this.
gentlemen, there were 6 Hyksos kings in their ruling dynasty, and they ruled over a population of both local Egyptians and immigrants from the southern Levant.
Stop, because see, that would qualify what Yara was trying to say. She just said that Hekakasut ruled over some normal Egyptians and some Aamu. So if you could qualify that those normal Egyptians is Cushites, Yara, you might have some.
They ruled over a population of both local Egyptians and immigrants from the southern Levant here.
That's all I really needed us to see.
Just to give you a little...
But this is, I'll point you to her work, and this was at RC when she, Vancouver, Daniela Candelara. Hopefully I can Candelara. Dang. Say her name, dude. I've messed it up 1,000 times.
Hit the highlight the screen.
It's Candelara, but every time I try to read it, I mess it up.
Yeah. But as what she just said, and what you do to highlight what you just said, the Kemet or the Egyptians that they were over, remember, that's Lower Egypt. So the class of people at that time of 1650, we don't know all the groups. We know that there has been some Nehes in Lower Egypt in smaller
Yeah,
areas.
you're right. Oh, we just
Remember
found
all
it yesterday, remember? Oh, let
right,
me show you this, Yara. We found this yesterday. I'm gonna help you with your argument. What was
and
it called
also
again, Patah? It
I
was
think it
that
was
something of the Hess. It was the fortress of the Nubians, and it was right next to a forest.
right,
You don't
right,
remember?
and yeah, I can't, I
I don't
wouldn't
know how
know.
to get
I
there
thought it was
though.
called the but yeah, as far as where you got it, yeah, I don't. I'm sorry, MCOD would probably remember, but I don't remember. And then also you got to remember. Remember when we were reading? It says, they everywhere. Those people,
Yeah,
the people that was coming in, now they have become Kemet.
yeah.
They everywhere. When they came in, if those people were, it was too many of them now in that area, so it was made it easier for those Hikakasu rulers when they come in with their people to take over, because Kemet had, lower Egypt had let them people get into positions to where they opened the gate.
Now I only got two things about this gate of Kemet. If I get one more, it's over. Because it was a gate. Man, 3 different people said it. How you gonna act like it wasn't when 3 different people referred to it?
And also I always wanted to tell you, they always talk about the King's Highway. I mean, that's, but the King's Highway is, the Nasut was the king, and that highway was the road that took you all the way from Egypt to Babylon. That's your King's Highway,
Word
Yara.
up. Man, y'all helped to make this another good show. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate everybody watching. I want to show this one attestation for Elder Yara, but I'm going to have to go ask the archers where we found that at. Because we did have one that said it was some fortress in Nubia we found. What was we reading last night? Damn.
Are you talking about the Simna Fort?
Nah, it wasn't Semna. That's down in Semna by the Second Cataract. It was
Yeah.
up
Nah,
in
this
it was
was
up in the
in the
forest,
Delta.
dude. We just found it last
Oh,
night, so we never talked about it before yesterday.
Was it
Somebody put the word up in there. Almost. It's close to that Tapaness. Yep. Tony remember it was Tapaness.
cool?
Watch
Appreciate
this.
that.
Tony, that might be it.
Well, you got the smartest chat.
I
You
know
got
we archers over here, man. Ain't no hate. It's
yeah,
all we trying to get forward.
they
Now,
learned that.
y'all want to know the goal of this channel? I'm starting to figure it out. Is to get this information to some qualified Egyptologists who can write on it and get this shit changed. Because if they can write it, then they're gonna be rewriting history essentially. And if they get it peer reviewed and qualified, you feel me? Then what can we say? That
And
is a goal,
hey,
not the ultimate goal, but that's
and
one of the goals. I ain't trying to change it. I'm trying to get them to look at our data, take our data and write it in a scholastic format to get it qualified by the rest of the world.
and fix the history.
Yeah.
Correct.
Top on the Hess, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find it, but yeah, thank you for reminding us. I don't know how to find it. Let me see.
Now, was it when we was looking through the
regular TLA?
mud, yeah, and we were looking for, was it
Oh
when
yeah,
we
was looking for some.
I'm at.
I don't. Oh yeah, you might be right. It was over there about the Ahmet word. We was looking for mud and we came to it at the station. So I'm gonna find it. MUD. And then eventually it was like top partner Hess. So we just like how we just stumbled on that. It was like on the last, but mud only had 7 attestations.
Right, so it shouldn't be that
So
hard.
I think it was Demotic. We was looking at the Demotic for mud, I think.
Okay.
I gotta find it. I will find it again, but we know it exists.
Yeah.
Right?
You might could just Google it and Google might tell us.
Oh, let me see. Top Pod. Yeah, that's right. Top Pod and yes, Top Pod the Hess. No, they don't know what that is. Top Pod for the Hess Egypt.
Okay.
We got it.
Found it?
Yep, look. Ta Pa the Hess. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it on them. So here goes something else. Let me
Got
show
him.
y'all something how Wiki be snitching. Look, Wiki said Phoenician. So what that mean? That mean the Phoenicians knew that it was some damn Nubians up there. See?
Yep.
How could they even be saying
Yeah.
top partner Hess
Hey.
in their language? If now the Hebrews knew, everybody knew, because this is snitching. Known, and the ancient Greeks knew too, but they gonna really write it here. They say known by the ancient Greeks.
Yeah.
As Pelusian or Daphnia, ancient Greek. But this is top partner Hess in the Medu Neter, and they're gonna prove it. Let's go down. Now, what does it say? The meaning of the name remains uncertain. We know the name. They fooling y'all. Although it appears to be of Egyptian origin, biblical scholar John Mackenzie refers to the name as TPH Nahes, meaning the fortress of the Nubian. Wow. Now, so I gave this to you, Elder Yara. You should put this in your presentation if you want to prove that there was some type of A'amul. You need to look this up and see if it's related. You can't just slap it in there. But you might want to see if Tapan Nahes has anything to do with those people of Avaris. Now, I got another one, too. Go ahead.
He said that's why Ezekiel, king of Judah, was a vassal to Pharaoh Taharka.
Well, at least you ain't talking about none of the imaginary Bible stuff. Some of that might be true. It's really true, dog. I can't hate if it's true.
That's what I was talking about. You know, I was connecting some of that stuff. Because we can find
it's good to do. But when he said that, I said at least he referencing points that like you can find them in history. I think we was referencing some points about Ham and Shem and Cam. We can't find that really in history.
Not that. I was talking about what we saw in the attestations that like people like Taharka, real people.
Yeah.
He did. He did. He definitely did.
Yeah.
That did real things, and those real things that they did are in the Hebrew text.
That's right.
Some of
them. No, some of them are. There's nothing wrong with that. So as a point with the Bible, the story came out, and then people start saying the story was them, and then after hundreds of years, then the shit, imagine hundreds of years of people saying they was some shit. Right. Eventually, the people around them gonna be saying that they was what they was saying that they were. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like, they were stealing other people's things that they was doing.
Well, I think they was latching on to characters. I think they was latching on to imaginary characters and then making it be more real than it was. Like, nah, that's my ancestor. Like, what? How you gonna prove that in ancient times?
Yep.
When there wasn't no writing and shit.
Yep.
So Smash, quick question. Is it a consensus that those Asiatic miners around like Serape, I mean like in those mines, the turquoise mines that came up with the Paleolithic script, can we consider those to be Hebrews?
Oh, hold on. That was a good way you worded. It's a good question, but it's kind of, I got to tiptoe around it because the way you asked, basically, let's talk about it in context.
Okay.
So the workers in the Sinai Peninsula about the Temple of Hathor, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, these workers were employed for reasons of coming. They would be on their way to Egypt. Why go all the way to Egypt to work if you got some work that's right on that border area in the Sinai Peninsula? They were supposedly didn't have their own script at this time period, and so they started messing with some glyphs of the Hebrew. I mean, let's see, I messed that up. Messing with some glyphs of the ancient Egyptians to come up with what the scholars call the Proto-Sinaitic script. Now, there's a lot to this because your question is, were they Hebrews? Now, in academia, I would be kind of boosy saying they was Hebrews, but I have to agree that we all know it was some people coming from that area, and they was up on that mountain that wound up in their Bible. But they told the story wrong, and they even get more evidence that they told the story on because they mentioned the Neter Hathor through the golden calf while they was up on the mountain. But when we look through the archaeology, we see the temple of Hathor. So we like, hold on, something is behind this. Somebody was trying to tell the story. Moses went up on the mountain and he got the law. Where he got it from? The temple of Hathor. They just didn't say all that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he was supposed to be talking to God himself on the top of Mount Sinai. And God was appearing. And God told the people they can't come because they going to see me. All this stuff, like they can't come up the mountain because they going to see me. But I don't want to get off track with your question. I would not be qualified to say that they were Hebrews, but in the nature of what you're saying, I would say you kind of on point because they definitely are people coming from that Levantis area.
And you know, Hebrew only means to cross over. The word Hebrew means to cross over.
Yep. That's what Abraham was.
Uben, the word is not actually Hebrew. It's
Abraham.
Ibiru, I think.
Well, I know Hebrews and Nubian. When Hebrews did become a real thing, I know Jewish people and Nubians had a relationship that I can't really explain.
Oh well, Shem and Ham. That's all they did was mix.
There we go again.
No, I'm just saying. But okay, well, the people of
Shem and Ham.
Listen,
but you know what's crazy, man? You know what's
symbolic. Hold on, Eddie. This is symbolic. The people in the in Asia Minor or in the Levant area mixed with people in the in Egypt in the northern
definitely
and in Canaan. So that's where, you know, when you go in if you look in the Hebrew text, when they come up with those myths,
they might have been, believe it or not, they got you hitting it, bro. I'm sorry. I'm agreeing. I'm getting excited. I'm sorry.
Elder Yara just made a mistake in the chat and switched up. I want everybody to know. He was just doing hella good and this is that Hebrew confusion. So let me just help you, Elder Yara. There is no attestation of Habiru. You switched up. We was talking about the Hyksos. See, you confusing people. Now you said we gonna find out that they Habiru. Habiru never stepped foot in Egypt. Remember that in your research. Unless you can falsify what I'm saying, there was no problem with any people who ever got called the Habiru inside of Egypt. They would be beating up Egypt's vassals in the Levant. And so you was doing hella good, but then you just mixed up the Hyksos with the Habiru. We all do it sometimes when we're trying to figure out who we are.
I would say that the Habiru is the word that is used for Hebrew, meaning cross over. Those people that crossed over the Euphrates River.
It might be, bro. You might be 100% right, but they don't want to claim that because of the history of the Habiru. The Habiru is like raiders or marauders. So they would be equal to how we look at a pirate right now. You know how we look at pirates?
But look at what Abraham and them was doing down in the Levant.
Right. Not true, though. That's true.
Listen, Abraham wasn't Habiru. Abraham was the Amu. Abraham was Amu. He wasn't Habiru.
See, this is what we saying. Y'all, it's time to end the show. Y'all really got me talking about the Bible. It's been fun. Because we going to mess it all up. You just said Abraham was Amu. Y'all, he just said Abraham was Amu. I can't do it.
When you look at the Ben Hassan, you got to say he is.
I mean, Abraham ain't got nothing to do with Ben Hassan, my good brother.
When did we say Abraham came in there? About 2000 BC.
But that guy on the thing name was Abisha.
I know we can't even prove Abraham existed. That we start there.
Well, you should take the H. Look, you should take the H out of the Abisha name, right, and say that's Abraham. At least you're going to be grounded on the A, the B, and the H. But you can't just be making shit up. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And let me just say this last thing, and I don't want to bring no more Bible. Let's get back. We can get back on the study. And Eddie, if you got another source, we can look at your other source. But
Reggie live. I'm messing up Reggie's stream. So let's go over there. Let's let Patah finish his words, because sometimes I just blurt out like I got Tourette's, but I still be keeping y'all in mind that I heard y'all talking. So let's let you finish, and we're gonna go over to see Reggie.
All right.
Sonata? We are going.
Reggie's on the House of Consciousness, the other Sonata.
All right, bet.
So let's hear from Patah, and then you close out the show, Patah, and we out.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, so the only thing I was going to say is just how, like, when they was easing on in to Lower Egypt and taking, remember, there's only a few of them, and then as they multiplied, yes, and how you going to go from generation just all them people? They were mixing in, and they were marrying Egyptians or Africans. And then when they begin to not follow Ma'at, that's when the 18th dynasty and Kamos and Amos and all said, y'all not doing this thing right. It's time for y'all to go. They came in, told them to get down and lay down, smashed them up, kicked them out. And that's where you got your mix, your half breeds coming out of there, going into the Levant and established Jebu and Jerusalem and all that crazy stuff. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Great show, interesting. I didn't know I was gonna be on here that long.
Yeah, me either. Thanks for the cool closing. We up out of here. I'm about to shut that down, and then we're gonna go watch the House of Consciousness to support our brother Reggie. Peace, peace, peace. If y'all ain't familiar with the page, it's House of Consciousness with a K.